welcome everyone to TJ and the Grumpy Old Man, a twice-a-week sports podcast where myself, the Grumpy Old Man, and magnificent son X talk anything and everything sports. As I mentioned again, I'm your host TJ, and with me here, as always, is the Grumpy Old Man. They say there's no shame to his game because he's always the same.
That's me.
And with us here also is that magnificent Son X. How are you, Son X?
That's right. I'm doing well. It's X time, baby. We are
Next time,
back.
baby.
We are back.
Jesus Christ. X
The
time.
hiatus is over.
There was no hiatus.
There was a hiatus. The people wanted us.
What do you mean? We had a show on Thursday. What are you talking about?
I know. That's a lot of time in between.
Yeah, okay. For those of you new to the channel, as I mentioned again, this is a twice-a-week all sports podcast where we talk anything and everything sports. We talk NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, world football, college athletics. When we say anything and everything sports, we mean anything and everything sports. On today's show, we've got quite a bit to talk about. Hey, NFL preseason is in full swing. Definitely some players who are making a name for themselves early on, that's for certain. We've also got some MLB news, some controversial endings to some important games, and I'll say this, some unfortunate endings for some teams as well. New York Yankees. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about the implosion of the Yanks. We're going to also go ahead and talk about world football. European soccer went ahead and kicked off here this weekend. La Liga, as well as the Premier League, both kicked off there. We'll talk a little about that. We'll talk about some soccer action of week one. We're going to talk a little bit about a potential change that could happen in the future. Regarding football, regarding player safety. We'll talk a little bit about that. And we'll talk again, I think I mentioned earlier, but we'll talk about some of the top performers in the early weeks here of NFL preseason. We'll talk about who we think is going to have a chance for a real breakout this year. But before we start jumping into that, we got a few comments here. Joel said Trey Lance will go down as one of the greatest draft busts in 49ers history. Did you happen to see him play today?
No,
I didn't either.
Well, let me put it like this. Nothing to write home about. I think he was sacked twice, and on the first drive, on his first possession, he did not play well.
Is it just me, or do you feel like a lot of the younger quarterbacks have been struggling this preseason so far, week one preseason?
I'm not sure it's the preseason they've been struggling, but he just hasn't looked great. I mean, like, okay, the quarterbacks who have to go ahead and rely upon using their feet, like, again, like Bryce Young is one of these guys. Bryce Young did not look great in his debut. Again, it's his first time stepping out there in an NFL field. Didn't look great in the preseason game. The Jets were dialing up pressure, and wow, wouldn't that just be crazy? It's not like he's got 9 seconds to throw the ball like he used to back there at Alabama. Welcome to the NFL, buddy. That's how all the quarterbacks kind of get used to it. They're going to have
CJ Stroud.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Same with CJ Stroud. So all of these quarterbacks, when they first enter the league, welcome to the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. It's that simple. It's going to take them a bit of time to get acclimated. Those who get acclimated succeed, and those who don't fail.
You mentioned Bryce Young. He was still 4 for 6. Okay, he took a sack, didn't throw an interception. He was 4 for 6. I think he played one drive.
I think he played
maybe 2
drives. One drive. I was going to say, I thought it was 1 or 3. I couldn't remember.
What definitely wasn't
4 for 6 for 21 yards.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't say that's something to write home about.
It was one drive. It was one drive.
Yeah, and the thing was, it wasn't against the Jets' #1 defense either.
It was against the number 2.
And he looked like he had a little bit of happy feet back there in the pocket. I'm just saying all the young quarterbacks.
Did you even watch the game?
Yes, I watched his snaps. That's correct.
When?
I watched it on for you to watch the clip.
You didn't watch it.
I'll pull him up if you want me to, Grum.
Pull up the clip.
Watch the game.
I'll pull him up. Don't worry. I'll pull him.
It was 1 o'clock on the NFL Network. It was on 1 o'clock on the NFL Network last night. You don't have NFL Network. You know how I know? I was over your house. You don't have it. You don't even have cable.
Grumpy, you know, Grumpa.
Rabbit ears.
Grumpa. You know that people upload clips just like they uploaded this clip right here. People upload clips of plays like that so you could see the quarterback, what they do, and you could see the snippets of it. So Trey Lance, again, I don't know. A guy like this, I think he's going to be the backup, right? He's going to be the backup. It's going to be Brock Purdy who's going to be the starter come day one if he's healthy, right?
Third down again.
Yes.
I think they're going to try and get rid of him.
Well, he is right out there.
Third down.
I mean, like,
get rid of that ball.
He's open too. Jesus Christ, he's open.
He had 82 wide open. Make the throw right here. Make the throw.
Boom. You should be throwing that. Here's the thing. The read should have been coming as he's starting to break down. That ball, your throwing motion sure to be in. You sure to be in your throwing motion. And as he's coming out of that break, that ball should be being released from your hand.
He should be throwing it right here. Should be throwing. I don't know why he pulls it down. I mean, I know there's a guy on the outside, but he's never going to get there if that ball's never going to get there.
Exactly. And he picks up the first down if he does that too. Yeah. It's just you wonder about, like, okay, can guys take the steps? This is preseason. These are easy routes. These are short routes to open tight ends and open receivers, and he's not hitting the open guy. He's hesitating. He looks lost out there. Yikes.
He hasn't played a whole lot. I mean, I don't understand why he pulled it back down. Everything's done on timing pattern. That thing needs to be gone. I don't know what he's waiting for. Right here. Right here. Oh, okay.
Oh, I'll put it back up. I thought we already talked. Well, we'll put it back up. Sure.
I mean, just watch when boom. This ball's got to be gone now. Right now. All right, I'm throwing it now. It looks like he's going to do it, and he pulls it down for some unknown reason. I don't know.
Take a sack.
I mean, that's a first down right there.
It's a soft zone coverage, and you're able to hit right. You're able to make that pass. You're able to go ahead and thread the needle in the soft zone, but he doesn't do that. Some quarterbacks he doesn't look confident.
Right there, he's coming out of his cut. That ball's got to be gone. I don't know why he pulled it back. I don't know why he pulled it down.
He's not a good quarterback.
Maybe his footwork was maybe a little. Maybe he got a little flat-footed. I don't know, but that's not a good play for him. He's a guy. This is his third year in the league. I know he's been injured, but still got to be better than that.
I'll show you this too. Now, everybody knows when you're throwing the ball.
I did just want to say one thing on the greater point about rookie quarterbacks. They're thrown to the wolves now. There's not a whole lot of practice time because practices are cut back. Quarterbacks aren't getting hit in the regular in training camp or anything like that. But everything is like they used to have 2 a days. Now it's 1 a day. And, they take it easy. It's like, that's why football's so sloppy. It really is. And that's why it takes quarterbacks are expected now. You have to be ready to play almost immediately, which wasn't the case in the Wayback Machine.
Now, we will say it's tough to throw when you're throwing in the red zone and the field gets condensed, right? But this is what I mean.
Touchdown.
Oops. I'll turn volume off. This is exactly what I mean. I want you to watch this touchdown pass. Look at this. Should have been an easy interception, but it's like, yikes. He's playing against the backups. He's just trying to force throws, and this is one that should be an easy interception right there.
Yep.
To me, he feels a little bit of pressure and he panics. And he's the thing, I can't say that's what he always looks like, but most quarterbacks don't like pressure in their face. And this guy looks like he doesn't like pressure at all. I'm just throwing it up.
My God.
Yeah, that's one that's got to be picked off.
Yep.
If you're a kid who is I'm third on the depth chart, that's how you find yourself unemployed come in a few weeks.
You know what? I'm going to tell you what. Patrick Mahomes' mother would have been pissed off at that interception.
No, it's a touchdown, Grump.
The touchdown, Grump.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Should have been an interception.
Fuck. Grumpa. Yes, but it's just like you see a lot of those throws. It's not like it's one situation or it's just like doesn't look confident when he's throwing the ball. He's making the wrong decisions. He's now in his third year, right? This is his third year. His first year, he sat on the bench the entire year, got to learn a little bit. Second year, he broke his fibia or his tibia, whatever the hell he broke in his foot or his leg. This is his third year. You should be reading the field like nobody else's business. You should be, hey, I know every single play. I know every single play like the back of my hand. And now it's just, how do I apply this to a real game situation? And it should be like, hey, the learning curve should be almost annihilated on that side. It shouldn't be like, wow, I've got a steep learning curve. This should be, you're ready to do it.
And you would think, TJ, just correct me if I'm wrong, 2 years on the bench, even if you're injured, as the quarterback, you should be studying that playbook all the time, even if you're hurt, correct?
You should know everything. Yeah. After 2 years, you should know everything. That's simple. You should know everything on that playbook. You should know everything about anything. I love how they said, he takes accountability. They had Trey Lance had multiple 3-and-outs to start the game. It starts with me. I put that on myself, is what he said. He just didn't look good. I mean, he was sacked 3 times in the first quarter, and he was 2 for 4 for 9 yards in the first quarter. So think about that. He played the first quarter, played into the second 2. He played more than just one drive. He just looked like shit.
He's a shitty quarterback.
That's fair.
Barely played in college. I don't even think he played his last year.
His last year he sat out. It was during COVID.
Okay, so he didn't even play his last year in college, and he milked that into being the 3rd overall draft pick or 4th overall pick in the draft?
Because he looked good in a T-shirt and shorts.
Well, I'll say probably the best throw he had today.
Another interception. Oh.
I will say this. A lot of Raiders defenders have a case of the dropsies. I mean, how the hell, number one, yikes, shitty pass. It hits him in the helmet, and he still finds a way to drop that football.
Trey Lance must have gone to a Dak Prescott training thing when he was younger.
What do you mean, X?
Dak Prescott throws a shit ton of interceptions.
Yeah, I think he led the NFL last year in interceptions.
And he missed a third or fourth of the season.
He played the first. It looks like he played the first half.
He played at least the first half. I know that for a fact. He played the full first half.
Oh,
I'm just yikes, man. You've got so many poor decisions. You throw 2 balls that should have been intercepted. One ends up as a touchdown. It's like, if the defense is doing what they're supposed to and it's not the seconds out there, it's like, holy shit, we ended the day 2 for 7 with 2 picks and a few sacks. I mean, it's not looking good for him. He's not the answer. I think that's pretty clear. Trey Lance is not a solution for that team.
Yeah, I guess I look at it as he doesn't read the field well. I think that's the big issue for him. He just, he went to a smaller school, and, he's not getting any complex defenses thrown at him. You'd think he would review tape on what people do, but I guess he hasn't. But it looks like he can't read the field real well yet. I mean, it's his 3rd year.
Week 1, if Purdy's still hurt, who do you think gets the start?
It'll be Trey Lance.
You think Trey Lance gets the start over
Darnold? Over Sam Darnold?
Yeah.
I think it's only a matter of time before he gets yanked. I mean, this is when you watch plays, this is the only thing where I think he excels in.
Stick their nose in there. You go get the football.
I'm running. Oh, okay.
I'm running the ball, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to wait and try to go ahead and offload it real quick when I see something opens up. He just has happy feet. There's a fucking pocket here. He's got a fucking pocket. And he's just I got to run. Yeah. I mean,
and he was also past the line of scrimmage too.
He's not the answer. I'm adding him into the lump of draft bust. Okay. I feel confident saying that too. It's early yet, but I would say draft bust is pretty. I say that with a lot of confidence.
Now, are you going to show us the snippets of Bryce Young now?
Can you? I had those pulled up here. We will talk. Can I pull those up? But let's look at some. I will pull those up right after. Yes. Okay. What's up, Frank? How are you? James F. Grumpy.
James F. says, nice start for my Raiders. Looks like the Raiders might have their quarterback of the future in O'Connell. I think Alex O'Connell. Maybe. I'm just a warning. It's the first preseason game. So let's pump those brakes just a little bit, and see what happens.
I'll show the good and the bad. No?
Yeah, show both.
Yeah.
I'll show you the best play I think he had of the day. And now there was a kid, Jermaine Johnson, for the Jets. is looking damn good. He
The
looked
defensive end.
yes. The
Yeah.
guy who slipped.
The guy
And
from,
we were always like,
was he from Florida State? Was he from Florida
Yes.
State a couple of years ago?
Yep.
Yeah, we liked him. Remember, we couldn't believe he slipped in the draft.
yep. He looked good. What happened? Did Jermaine Johnson play last year?
I think he was hurt.
Let me see if he played there. I'm interested. Yeah, he played. Okay, he played all of last year.
Okay.
I thought he looked good. I thought he looked good in the it's preseason. He played all 14 games. I thought this is the best play by him. And unbeknownst, maybe it's just he didn't feel the pressure, but I thought it was a good play by him. Oof. Get used to that.
Still
I was about to
completed
say,
the pass, though.
Took a shot. Oof.
Hmm.
Left tackle needs to do a better job there. But it's like, I will tell you, the Jets were dialing up pressure all day.
Yeah, I heard the offensive line was really shitty for the Panthers
Yeah.
in
That's
that
true.
game.
Most
Really
of the
bad.
starters did not play yesterday.
Yeah.
They didn't put the starting offensive line in?
No.
Why
Which
is that?
I was surprised. You have a rookie quarterback and you're not playing your starting offensive
That's
line.
going to be your starting quarterback, yeah, and you don't have your starting offensive line. And so you're just letting him pretty much get out there and get smoked. That's smart.
He got sacked a few times. Maybe that's what I'm talking about. Man,
I think
there
it
was
once.
one really nice play by Jermaine Johnson. I'm trying to find it. Give me a sec. He just was getting sacked a few times. I mean, like, I did not know this is the backup offensive line for the Panthers. But again, they look porous, to say the least. I mean, if this is what he's to expect this year from the offensive line.
The Jets are really good defensively.
Both.
I mean, what's he supposed to do there?
He couldn't do anything there.
I'm just saying, okay, this one's not the case. I thought the one where Jermaine Johnson got in the backfield made a sack. It's a different play. It was one where I'm like, Bryce Young might be holding on to the ball a little too long. But it's like
he didn't have any time there. He gets his seat and here's the thing, because they're all, I mean, that's just poor blocking from the guard.
You see, you're hitting 12. He's looking. That's your fucking guy right here.
Okay.
They're running zone.
Okay.
They're running zone. Hit the fucking ball right here in the middle of the field before the safety has a chance to get down on it.
What's the hot route read, though,
fucking looks to the left. What?
TJ, what's the hot route read, though?
That would have got picked. He throws that, it's getting picked by that safety coming over the top. I can see why he didn't throw it there. And first of all, he's looking to the left. But here's the thing: if he goes to throw that guy over, if you slide the cursor to the right,
this is where the ball is supposed to go.
okay, throw the cursor to the right. That guy, that's covered, not all the way over there. To the Jets strong safety who's over there, or the linebacker. That ball's getting picked if he throws that. The guy's on top of him. He had no time to set his feet or anything. Come on.
Okay. Drive the ball down the middle of the field. Anyway, again, he's gonna face a lot of pressure, just like all the young quarterbacks are. It's that simple. Right? I did think it was nice that he stood in there. He took a big hit, but he was, again, pressure in his face. I thought he looked pretty decent with the pressure in his face. Sometimes he held on the ball too long, but all the young guys are going to do that.
One series. He played one series.
And the offensive line was shit.
That was the big news is, man, the offensive line didn't protect him at all. That was the big news down here in Carolina. I'm just telling you. It wasn't that he didn't play well. It was, they need to work on the offensive line. Head coach come out and said it. Our line needs to do a better job. But the Jets are really freaking good defensively and getting pressure on the passer.
Now, I will say it was their second team for the Jets. It was not their starters. They sat a lot of their starters in the game, but still.
They're good. They're good.
Which quarterback is number 2? Is that Matt Corral?
Matt Corral, yeah.
He played 3 quarters.
He played the other day.
Gotcha. My mistake. It's Matt Corral. But this is, I mean, again, Jermaine Johnson, I want you to look at this play. This is a guy who I think is poised to have a big season for the Jets.
Second-year guy.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, man, that's explosion right there off the edge.
Holy shit. He's doing a spin move. Whoop. Bam. Oh my God.
Oh, look at that tackle, 75.
Yeah, look at that offensive line, baby. Just studs out there.
You know what? How do you know an offensive lineman's having a bad game if he's got grass on his ass? You know he's having a bad game.
Oh my God, the running back. Well, that's the problem too. He steps on the running back's foot. It kind of messes him up a bit. Whoop.
He wasn't looking over there at the run. It was too late. He
Oh
just
my
bulldozed the tackle.
The running back ran into the back of the tackle. That's why the running back falls.
No,
too.
he didn't.
Or maybe
No, he didn't.
I don't know. Whatever it is, it was a shitty job all the way around. Jermaine Johnson had a really good rep. Simple. I mean, he looks like he is playing that Jets defense. Look at the way they played.
Even against Cleveland.
Competitors this
Remember, against Cleveland, not in the fourth quarter or anything like that where they wound up losing the game, but when the first team was in there or, the players were in there, they were dominant. Their defense is going to be good, really good. Just wait till Rodgers comes in. I mean, gosh, Zach Wilson looked good yesterday.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. They're going to be
what did we say?
Playoff bound.
What did we say last year, TJ? Zach Wilson, the best thing could be playing behind somebody like Rodgers for a year or two.
Sure.
Because then you kind of, hey, I'm learning what it takes. And maybe the expectations aren't so huge on him being the number 2 pick when you have Aaron Rodgers as a starter.
Yep.
And James F. says O'Connell was 15 for 18, 141 yards and a touchdown.
Now, that's the way to play as what was he? I think a 5th-round pick. I don't know what round he was picked.
JP Grumpy.
Good evening, using TJ Standard Time. You all are early.
That's right. We're early here. Goon, Grumpy.
The other night, the following got botched from spell check. Grumpy, a good gimmick could be if you became the first middle-aged white rapper. Are you in? You know what? I think I could actually be a rapper.
Oh, my God, no.
He's a little bit more than middle-aged, though.
Grump has no flow.
That's true. I don't think I'm going to be like well into my hundreds. I don't see that happening.
So this is I believe rookie Nathan Rourke.
Oh yeah, I saw this play.
It's again like you talk about how do you try to separate yourself, in camp? How do you try to go ahead and make sure you earn yourself a spot? This is how you do it. Doing shit like this. Let's watch a player.
Rourke swarmed. Stays on his feet somehow. Will have a chance to get it away, and he completes it for a touchdown.
Crazy.
Nice play. Nice play. Give him credit.
When you only have 3 games in the preseason, when you do shit like that, that's how you cement yourself a spot.
You know what?
You know what Dak Prescott's thinking? He's thinking, damn, I didn't even throw an interception this game and we're still losing.
No, you know what Dak Prescott was saying? I'm just glad he's not on our team. I'd be on the bench.
Apparently, Cooper Rush has looked good again as well.
Okay.
It's early, man. It's early.
Oh, look at this guy. Just throwing it up for grabs. I mean, here's the thing. This is only shot is to make some type of ridiculous play. I mean, I could see why he's doing that. I could see why he's going for it like that because it's the only shot he has to make.
Hold on. Are you trying to shit on this play by the kid?
I'm just saying that most quarterbacks wouldn't just throw that ball.
1, 2, 3, 4.
He hits the guy in stride being tackled downfield. Are you? I can see why he makes a throw. It was a fucking perfect pass, well contested.
All I'm saying was you saw the other angle. There's no way the quarterback could see was open. He just threw it up. And I understand why he did it. If a regular quarterback did that in a regular season game and it gets picked, which is a distinct possibility, because you just kind of go down in a situation like that, right? You take the field goal, you go up by 9 points. The last thing you want to do is turn the ball over there. And you look at it from this side. He's not wide open. It doesn't seem like he's wide open. I mean, he just okay. I'm just freaking throwing.
He sees him breaking, and he's on he's got a linebacker covering a running back. He's like, shit. If I can reach him right here, my running back's going to beat the linebacker to the spot. I got to get enough air on this bitch.
Hey,
excellent play.
I'm happy for the kid. I'm not ripping him. I'm just saying you're advised to kind of not take a chance like that when the game is late. They don't want you taking a chance like that.
You know who wouldn't do stuff like that and have moments of greatness? Tom Brady. He just would have collapsed to the ground.
You're right. Because he's had so many moments of great. That's why. You know what? You don't see him making dumb decisions.
Like this? The greatest quarterback in the history of the sport, Eli Manning. When he went ahead and fought off those multiple assailants there from the Patriots in order to win the Giants' Super Bowl over TB12, Grumpy.
But that would
be a guy like that. That's an Eli Manning. Channeling is Eli Manning, Grumpy.
Here's the thing. If Eli had made that play in the first quarter, that's a dumb play. In the fourth quarter, in like third and whatever, yes, you take that chance because otherwise you're going to lose the game. This is a preseason. I'm just saying, good for the kid. I'm happy for him, but it's like, man, he just it's like street ball.
It's a hell of a
That's what you
pass, too.
That's what you do when you're down, not when you're up. A field goal is just as good as a touchdown there. But
So what I'm hearing is you praise Patrick Mahomes when he makes plays like that, but when this kid makes a play like that, it's a stupid decision. That was dumb.
I'm just saying I'm not ripping the kid.
So if Patrick Mahomes were to do that in a game, though, it would be fine.
Well, Mahomes has a track record of doing stuff like that.
Okay. So you're gay. Well, we don't know this kid. Could have a track record of doing
this kid, you realize this kid, that's the highlight of his career, Jackson.
Hall of Famer, baby.
That's his career highlight right there. Because Trevor Lawrence isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
I want to ask you this. Ooh. Now, Derek Carr had a pretty good first game. It's preseason. I want to ask you this. You think he's in a little bit better shape reporting this year to the Saints than he was last year for the Raiders?
You know what it tells me? What does it tell you, X? Anything?
Motivated.
Yeah, he's motivated.
What does it tell you about what he was like previously?
Didn't give a shit.
He looked soft.
Didn't give a shit. You look at the guys who get better from year to year, and you look at the Derek Carrs. And we like Derek Carr. We do.
He's a crier. I'm not a big fan of that.
Crier, but he's 30-something years old now?
He's in his 30s, sure.
He was coasting all those years with the Raiders. He didn't put in the work in the offseason that he needed to put in to be as good as he could be for that team. That's 32. All it says to me. 32.
So I think he's in really good shape.
You didn't see Rodgers coming in looking ripped. Rodgers looked like he always does. Why? Because Rodgers knows what it takes to be a big league quarterback. Brady, Mahomes, Allen. You don't see them, oh, shit, man, I'm going to come in jacked this year. This guy, total body transformation. It tells me, man, you were kind of floating while you were with the Raiders.
I will say this, man. He's got some tough competition, Derek Carr does. I want you to watch Jameis Winston, man. He looks like he is ready to go for this year's regular season.
Is that Jameis Winston standing in the back there? Oh, my God.
What is he doing?
He's in his backyard.
No, he's not in his backyard. But it's a drill that's supposed to help. What the hell? It's a drill that's supposed to help with you maneuvering. It's a drill that's supposed to help you maneuver. I'm not sure if you guys are able to see it. It's a drill that's supposed to help you learn how to maneuver well in the pocket and learn how to, when they got guys who are smacking at the ball, not to fumble, to have good ball control while keeping your eyes downfield. That's what it's supposed to be. How does your autonomy of movement look? And it's like, you don't want to be bouncing into the dummies and shit like that about falling down, because you want to be able to kind of maneuver around back there and sense your surroundings.
Are you sure that that's Jameis Winston? That doesn't look like him.
Yeah, this is Jameis Winston.
Okay. Got a haircut.
The one thing I will
say,
he's
in shape. He looks skinny. He used to remember. He had times when he was looking kind of large and in charge. He's in good shape right now. Last year, he was in pretty good shape before he tore his ACL.
He looks mighty small, actually.
He's skinny. He looks skinny.
Do you think that they had that he had crab legs after this? After his workout? No.
That does not look like Jameis Winston facially. It just doesn't.
This is what Jameis Winston looks like, Grumpy. Oh man. So anyway, yes, this is Jameis Winston, Grumpy. Yeah, the workouts definitely never do disappoint. I
don't think he's with the Saints.
He's with the Saints.
He is with the Saints.
Okay, I didn't think he re-signed.
Yeah, he's with the Saints, Grumpy.
Okay.
I'll tell you this. So, it's always funny to kind of get a glimpse of that. I hope he plays well. He had a pretty good preseason game too. Another guy who looked like he impressed in preseason, right? You talk about playing with the confidence that is required to be a top-tier quarterback in the NFL, Grumpy. There was one guy who I thought, hey, man, he played pretty well. That's all I'm going to say. He looks like he's ready to take the step from, a pretty average Joe into maybe being a pretty proficient quarterback. Take a look at this, Grumpy, against the magnificent Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Succaneers. Remember, Brady's not there.
Pocket protected and a nice throw and completion down inside the 10.
I will say one thing. The word around Steelers camp is the offense has looked really good so far.
Yeah,
really good.
You talk. Okay, I'm just saying this. I don't know if that's first string or not. You talk about the confidence to make a throw like that.
Tampa Bay is so bad that might as well be 8th string out.
Tampa Bay's terrible.
Their
terrible.
defense isn't terrible though, is it?
Their defense is bad.
They're old. They're old.
Who is this kid? The 27. He's a starter, isn't he?
No.
Who was the guy who did this to Tyreek Hill?
That was number 31, Antoine Winfield.
Antoine Winfield. Okay, gotcha.
That kid, his name I believe is McCullough. Went from Sam Houston State a couple of years ago. He's a 5th-round draft pick.
Okay.
Tampa's going to be awful.
Okay, but we're burying the lead. The Pittsburgh, and I think that's a nice play, nice clean pocket, nice throw by Pickett. That's Pickens, right?
Pickens, yeah.
George Pickens,
okay.
yeah.
The rumbles in Steeler camp as the offense has looked really, really good.
I think it's helped them getting rid of that Chase Claypool. I mean, he was just cancer too.
Well, I also think Pat Freiermuth has helped them out a lot as well.
To me, it's the maturation of Kenny Pickett, and they also have a couple of running backs who look good, not named Najee Harris.
Oh, Najee Harris is on the way out, you think?
No, he didn't play, but they had some other kid had like over 100 yards rushing. I mean, here's the thing. Tampa Bay sucks, okay? So take it with a grain of salt. They suck. They're going to be one of the worst teams in the league.
Yep.
This will be the last year that Todd Bowles ever is a head coach in the NFL again. This is it for him. Baker Mayfield will probably start, even though the local media is trying to push Kyle Trask because, that is a future for them. But Kyle Trask is going to be the starter next week. He's going to blow. And I can't wait to look at his film because he sucks.
Fuck. Now, I want to say this. What are you thinking of the Ravens this year?
I think John Harbaugh is a good coach. Is he a great coach? No. I think they have picked up some offensive pieces. They have a new offensive coordinator. So I don't know what they're going to do. Greg Roman is no longer there, and he utilized Lamar Jackson as a runner. I'm interested. I can't really say because I haven't watched them yet, but I know they're going to have a new system. So it's just hard for me to answer right now.
Now, J.K. Dobbins is a guy that running back for that crew who's been injured. Was it last 2 years or just last season?
He tore his ACL late in his rookie year, and he came back like halfway through last year.
I thought he retore it last year. Did he not?
No.
He missed all of 2021 with the torn ACL and struggled to be effective late in 2022. Okay. Well, long story short, he's back in action. Now, this is not end all be all, but it's always fun when you see stuff like this.
Oh,
I don't know. I mean, like those guys are over there. Like, Jesus Christ.
Okay. I'll tell you what, though. That guy's he's not falling on purpose. He got caught a little bit off balance moving over there, but he lowered the shoulder and hit him with that forearm in that pad. That's nice.
I mean, he jacked his ass up.
I mean, he absolutely did. I mean, he's ass over tea kettle.
Look at that shit.
He hit him with that forearm coming through. You like that in a running back, don't you?
Oh, for certain I do.
You know what he's not saying? I'm going to duck out of bounds.
That's what I was about to say. Do you think this year he has a real turn? He has. I'm not just trying to say, whoa, he had one really good look. One really good play where he hit a guy with a bag where they weren't wearing any sort of shoulder pads and not in a real game action. I'm just saying, I wonder if he feels a little bit more confident in his legs, a little bit more confident in his ability this year, coming back year 2 after the ACL.
Got to stay healthy.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Last year, he had the ACL tear the year before, and then I think before they went to training camp, they had to do some cleanup work.
Yes,
which is why he was out most of the year. That's right. And I think sometimes it takes a little bit of time to come back. He was really good when he first came into the league. He was really good.
Absolutely, he was. Yeah, so it's like I saw that. I was like, let me show you a little bit about J.K. Dobbins, how he's looking. And now, do you remember that little tiny running back, Deuce Vaughn, that was drafted by the Cowboys, whose dad works for the organization?
Yes.
Now, he played really well in preseason. 50 rushing yards, a touchdown, 8 carries. I'll let you watch it. This little guy, he has a chance to be one of those sneaky type of running backs in the league who comes in as a third down type of back, who's able to find ways, who's a complete change of pace type of guy. This guy has a chance to be, I think, sneaky successful in the NFL. He just has that type of jitter to him.
Yep.
That can cause the first guy and the second guy maybe to miss. And I mean, like,
I'm surprised they gave him goal line touches. That much I'm surprised. Now, what's the advantage? He's so short that
Tough
he's
to
tough
tackle.
to see. He's tough to see. And he
high
does have that
flying
little
big lineman.
he does have that little start and stop and that little wiggle that he has that's going to be beneficial to him. Is he going to be an every down back? I don't think so. But certainly as a change of pace guy to come in as a number 2 under Pollard, I think he'll put up good numbers for them.
Yep, and I think this is a guy who he's got a lifespan in the NFL about as long as a rookie contract could possibly be, and then it's it. I mean, he's your typical Darren Sproles, Danny Woodhead type of back who's just so small. He can make a few guys miss. He can go ahead and catch you off guard. He might have a monstrous game based off of how he's feeling it. Sometimes the guys with the running backs feeling himself, he can have a great game. So, this is a guy where I'm happy. Was he 7th round pick if I'm thinking about this correctly?
I don't know. But he's really good change of direction. And here's the thing. If he has any type of injury, he's useless because his whole game is predicated on quickness and acceleration in and out of cuts. Whereas if you have an ankle injury or something's bothering you, that he's going to get caught and run over. Like the towel boy was in the water boy. It didn't work out well for him.
Now, I want to show you this here.
Can we read a comment? Can we read a comment from 9 o'clock, please?
Yeah, sure, Grumpy. Go ahead, read what you want.
My little brownie says, "Oh man, preseason NFL already." For those uninitiated,
there's a frowny face. It looks like there's
my little brownie is not
face.
a fan of the NFL. So these are hard listens for her, and we appreciate my little brownie tuning in.
I think we're done with at least the football segments I had queued up, and now we're on to the next.
What about the ones I sent you?
What did you send me football? Oh, you're talking about with the helmets? Yes, we'll talk about that. Sure, we can talk about that. I want to show you this. We're going to get some comments, too, to make sure we're up to date with comments here in a second. Now, this is what I want to show you. X, you played a lot of baseball in your day, right?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. You played on a lot of different fields. About how many fields would you say you played on, X, in your career?
A lot.
Give us a number, why don't you, X? Play along.
100. He says 100.
100 fields. Okay. I want to ask you if you ever played on a field that's kind of like this.
All dirt with no holy shit. My God. I've seen that video. That's an older video. I've seen that video before.
That is absolutely fake.
It is not fake.
Oh, really? So you think somebody had a camera down in the gully? Did you?
I'm going to say that happens quite frequently.
Stop.
I've seen that video. That's an older video. Yeah, no. Never played on a field that shitty. No.
Grumpy, that is definitely not fake. He's going tumbling. You see him. Where do you think it's fake? You see him tumbling over here.
I'll tell you where I think it's fake. Keep rolling. Oh, just happened to have a camera in the gully with the water. Stop. No.
So what do you think they did? They said, okay, guys, you can see
Grumpy over there.
Do you think on the deep fake when they edited this, Grumpy, they went ahead and chose to put the same exact billboard up there that had the same scoreboard for him, Grumpy?
I say it was set up.
Okay, first off, that ball, it's out of play.
Why is he?
As soon as it hits there, you raise your hands up. Boop, out of play.
Whole thing's a setup.
It's not a setup, Grump.
It absolutely is a setup.
It looks very fake.
Okay, you're trying to tell me they have really? I don't know what little gullies you've been in, but I'm going to tell you they don't have cameras there filming people coming through. It just doesn't happen.
Did he die after he hit the water? Because he doesn't get up for like another 3 or 4 seconds.
I have it in the X. I have this running at a quarter of the speed or half the speed.
He's in the water at 3 seconds. The video is 6 seconds long, so he's still in the water for 3 seconds and hasn't moved.
He's laying right there. I'm
Why
like, that is real. That is real, X. I don't know why they have a video here, but I'm assuming this happens more.
He's not going for a ball that's out of the field to play like that.
X, would you have sold out for your team like that?
No, this is all I would have done. This is what I would have done. Boom. Guy gets second base.
If I'm the umpire, X, I just would have said everybody gets to go home for free because the lack of effort.
I didn't even see any umpire. Okay, I didn't even see an umpire there. There were no fans. It didn't even look like a baseball diamond. I looked at my gosh, it almost looks like a cricket field.
Maybe it was cricket.
You know what I've done, X? You know what I've done if you would have done some shit like that? I would have done this to you. The next time you were up at the plate and bases were loaded, you had a 3-2 count in the bottom of the seventh. This is what I would have done to you, X.
And the pitch on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. Alec Bohm. He's just been fined. Fortunately, that's it right now.
And there he goes.
And now he's thrown out of this ball game as he slams
that
his
ball was inside by how much?
And then guess what I would have said? Next year, you're fucking gone. You've got no job, you piece of shit.
I'm probably going to be replaced by a fucking robot. You could be replaced by a freaking look at this. Oh,
I would have said weathermen are more accurate with their calls than you are, you piece of shit.
Oh, good one, X.
I'd say they missed the plate by a little bit.
You blind old bastard behind the plate.
You're going to be
replaced. The worst part is it's bottom of the seventh, bases loaded, a 3-2 count, and it is well inside.
He's probably got money on that game. That's why.
And here's the thing.
You know what sports? It's a good topic to talk about.
Says you're going to be replaced by a cathode ray tube. That's what you're going to be replaced by.
Oh, my God. I don't know, right? The way he fucking kicks this, the way this motherfucker kicks his leg up after he calls a strike 3, he's like, yeah, I'm part of the freaking Minnesota Twins team. Yeah.
Actually, I saw him. He turned to the crowd and said, let's go afterwards.
Yeah. like Leslie Nielsen when he was the umpire in The Naked Gun. Yeah. You ever see that, TJ? No, sure he didn't.
I'm going to let you know, the Twitter comments are not too kind to this umpire. I will be honest with you.
They should roast him. He's stupid.
I'll be honest with you, X. Oh, look who posted this too, Grumpy. Your favorite.
God.
John Boy, Grumpy. John Boy Media.
He just posts everything.
I'll tell you this much. They're like, man, they should be able to swing at the umpire, shit like that. It's just like there are a lot of not.
Okay, so there were really no comments. Move to the next thing. You said the comments roasted him. We didn't even see one comment that roasted him. Bad umpiring is part of the game. Ooh, what a roast! You got grilled, baby.
Grumpy. Just because your ass is too old to look through them, and you just see.
You said you looked through. You said that the comments are roasting him. We didn't see one comment that roasted him. You didn't bring up a comment that roasted him.
Speaking of too old and the changing of the guard, I think it's time you show that stuff that I sent you. By the way.
Okay. Well, X, why don't you tell me? I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to make sure it's all attached. Tell us a little bit about. You guys went on an outing. X, is that correct with my thought process?
We did. We went to the local bowling alley and we played a couple rounds of bowling. And let's just say Grumpy is not as good as he once was.
Now, X, how did it end? I mean, how are you guys? I mean, like, what did the end result look like? Who was playing the best? X?
We played 4 games of bowling. I won 3 out of the 4.
I won the 4th one.
No, you did not.
I did win the 4th one.
You lying bastard. I won the 4th one.
You won 3
of
the
the
4.
Second one. You won the second one.
X, nitwit. You said you won 3 of the 4. I said I won the 4th one. You won 3.
You won the 4th one out of the 4 games.
No, you said you won 3 of the 4. I won the 4th one. Out of the 4 games, you won 3. I won the 4th one. You won 3. I won 1.
Okay, yes. Grumpy won 1 out of the 4 games that were played.
True.
Not the 4th game that was played, but 1 out of the 4.
Does it really matter which game?
Yes, because I don't want you to pull some freaking excuse that you didn't try.
You won 3. I don't
want you to pull some bullshit excuse that you didn't try until the end. That's what I don't want to have happen.
No.
So yes, I won the first. Grumpy won the second by 3 points. That was my high score of the day. It was 141. Grumpy had given up
Let
at
me
that
just tell you
point.
what. I was terrible bowling. It was the worst. It was honestly, I never remember bowling so poorly as I did in that game. It's the first time I've actually bowled in, gosh, I can't even tell you, 5, 6 years, been forever.
Do you know what 3 strikes are in a row, TJ?
It's a turkey.
And that's something Grumpy was unable to get. Whoa!
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did not. X got one though.
It's right there.
So I wanna ask you this, Grumpy. Then one, who is KAH who's scoring 41 points? Who is that? Who is that, Nick's?
That's Carson. That's Nick's fiance, Carson.
Yep, that's right.
And WAR, that stands for the warden.
Warden.
The warden. Now the warden sent me a picture where she was in the lead late in a round, but late into a frame. But I was like, what?
Yeah, then I found out that she had the potential to beat me, and I'm like, that just will not stand. So I had to put it down.
Warden had the possibility to win that game, to beat Grumpy in that game. She choked it away, though. She choked
didn't
it
happen.
away.
Okay, I upped my game at the end. Okay, here's the thing.
Now, that's it. Grumpy. See, he tried to pull that shit. Oh, I didn't.
Was I competitively bowling yesterday? No, I had a hell of a good time though. It's been forever since we went out and had a good time like that.
He knew he had no shot. That's why he said he wasn't competitive.
Thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Well, let me ask you this. Go ahead, Grumpy. Go ahead.
You know what? One thing I did notice, that certain members of a certain team could easily be rattled if you just talk to them a little bit.
Was that X?
Could be.
Scoreboard would say otherwise.
Like I said, I had more fun. I call it guerrilla golf. You know, like guerrilla warfare, like anything goes.
Guerrilla golf? What?
Yeah, like
so,
like
Grumpy
you heard of guerrilla warfare.
Grumpy was out here as I was going to bowl, yelling shit at me as I was throwing the ball.
I'm like, don't joke.
Yes, as I'm bowling.
Clean up on aisle 1.
Like he pulled the Happy Gilmore jackass was pretty much what he was doing.
I did not curse at all at you.
Oh, you know how the guy yells jackass right before?
Who was putting a straw in my ear? Was there anybody on that on?
Did I do that while you were bowling?
Yes, absolutely.
Bullshit, you liar.
He just yelled at me, go, we hooping. That's what he's going, we hooping.
Grumpa. And then I said, Josh Bailey special.
I forgot what I was going to say, but I thought it was witty, but you went on too long with it. Anyway.
I beat Grump. That's all you need to know. Kicked his ass. Here's
let me ask you this. After, sometimes you work up a little bit of sweat if you're going to be, bowling a little bit, and maybe you need a little bit of refreshment after you go ahead and go bowling. X, did you happen to refill up Grumpy's fridge after the bowling?
We didn't go to his house. No,
he avoids the house because he'd have to actually fill up the water. Nope, that's not happening.
Drew L, grumpy old man.
Zach Wilson has done well, unless you're referring to rookies. The only other quarterbacks that did well were Tommy DeVito of the Giants and Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett looked good
for the Rams.
I told you about that Bennett kid.
Well, he should. He's like 27 years old.
Well,
what's Tony Cheese? Drew L, grumpy.
I believe he's 25. And whoever the guy in the Raiders was did a relatively decent job too. I think it was Alex O'Connell was his name.
Now, Grumpy, I do have to show you. There have been some pretty famous moments to where Charlotte and apparently Otto have had a direct impact on sports.
Oh.
I don't know if you're able to see that, Grumpy, but do you remember that one fella, Steve?
Steve Bartman.
Steve Bartman, who happened to be unfairly maligned there after he went ahead and apparently broke up and he helped the Chicago Curse. Apparently, Grumpy, that was Charlotte who did that. We do have a.
Oh my God, TJ. Charlotte probably unplugged his cord there, so he lost power.
Oh yeah, bye TJ. That's cool. Now
gone.
we'll get onto some real comments. Nice job, TJ. Nice epic fail. Let's see if we can find out where we are in the comments because what the hell?
I didn't lose power. I just hit back. Hit back on the wrong freaking tab. It happens sometimes. I
thought we were free of him. One can only hope.
Sure it is. So we have that one. Now, there was a very, very famous catch too, Grumpy. You might be familiar with that Odell Beckham Jr. catch. Apparently, Charlotte was the one who helped with that one too. Now we do have.
Can I
some
just say,
other-
Charlotte just looks like a blob of nothing. I can't even really tell it's her.
Well, we do have a few other images, Grumpy, that other cat, Otto, happened to be involved with. Now, this is a picture, Grumpy. Do you know what this picture's from?
It's the JFK assassination, is it not?
From the grassy knoll. That's correct, Grumpy.
And is that Otto with the rifle?
You might be able to see. We might have to
Otto with the
zoom in.
You need to zoom in on that. No one can see it. And try not to hit the back button again. Zoom in. This Otto with the rifle. Jeez. Who knew? Who knew?
Apparently assassinated JFK. Now, we do have one, Grumpy. Now, I've got to ask you, this is one that may hit a little close to home for you, Grumpy. Apparently, you were held hostage by Otto in a nice video.
Oh my
For
god.
those who don't know, Otto is my buddy. I almost trained him like a dog in a week.
Yeah. And we got this one here too, Grumpy. You may notice this. There's a whole bunch of Easter eggs in this one, Grump.
Look at wow, look at Otto in the stands.
Hold
Oh
on. We'll
geez.
zoom in, Grumpy, because I
There's
think
me.
you're trying to
I'm
afford
behind the net there.
it. That's right, Grumpy. Hold on a second. Let's zoom in so you can see the whole of it, Grumpy, here, huh?
Grumpy was excited. Look at how much he's celebrating. He celebrated so much his shirt came off. There we go.
Oh
We
gosh,
got-
it's Josh Bailey. He didn't know what the hell he was doing.
Otto
there.
is a big fan, just like Josh Bailey. They're both very
Josh
nice.
Bailey's looking at a championship and he's confused.
Charlotte again. Just
I like
seems on
Charlotte.
the
I like
glass.
Grumpy.
He's banging the glass.
I like Grumpy
with his
over here with his USA hat on.
USA.
To cover up
USA.
his old balding head, and he's shirtless apparently at the game, trying to get Team USA riled up to beat. Or I guess this is after they went ahead and beat Russia.
That's
Yep.
correct.
Grumpy is all pumped up. His shirt fell off. Yeah, looky here. I like those. I like the cats in history. And then here you go. JP Grumpy.
I guess Eminem doesn't count, Goon.
No, old white rapper there. I got another comment here, Grumpy, by James F.
Trey Lance looked like trash, sacked 4 times. Sam Darnold played 1 quarter, did nothing.
Goodwin says,
the
as a
life of me-
spectator at a sporting event, what could be the most troublesome? Overcharging, fighting, or farting?
The fights are cool if you're not involved in them. If you're watching them, it's kind of like a double feature. Overcharging's always bad, and farting just
You just
smells
blame the
bad,
next
so.
guy. But
Grumpy's
here's the
done
thing:
that a few times.
getting back to San Francisco, they have. I mean, seriously, San Francisco's probably had the most talented team on both sides of the ball, particularly in the trenches, the last couple of years, and they didn't want to come off the hip and get a good quarterback. And I think it's cost them championships.
Sure.
And I think that'll be the case this year too. Brock Purdy is not the answer. Okay, he's not. He's serviceable, but think about who they could have had. They could have had Rodgers. They could have had Brady. They could have had Wilson. I mean, and they put all their eggs in the Crapolo basket. And then Trey Lance. They've
Purdy
really
can take a
blown
step
it.
forward, believe it or not. And I think that's a possibility for him.
They've blown it. They should have won multiple Super Bowls with that team, and they're going to come away with none.
Grumpy, would you say that they currently have the best defense in the NFL right now?
I don't know about this year, but the last couple of years, absolutely. I think they've had the best defense and offensive line. Their lines have been tremendous.
And they have a top 3, top 4 tight end.
And the running game has just been tremendous.
They arguably have the best running back in the league now
It's
with Christian
hubris.
McCaffrey.
It's hubris by Kyle Shanahan. That's all it is. He thinks he's smarter than the
He
rest
thinks
of the
he can win
league.
without a quarterback is what it is.
Yeah, well, you know what? You don't win without a quarterback.
Yep.
Players
Just
win
how
games,
much they gave up to get Trey Lance. That's the problem.
right?
Imagine
3
if they
first
would have
round
used that draft capital on something else.
Players win games, coaches lose them. Kyle Shanahan is the absolute epitome of that.
James F says here, Zamir White looked good for the Raiders as well. I thought so too. You right, two Pop said Grumpy Old Man loves Bo Hurtback, a.k.a. Anders Lee 2.0. Got here, Goon Grumpy.
Another Major League ball player who should be in the hallowed hall, Dick Allen. Check out his stats. They're just as good or better than lukewarm bastards that are now welcome in with open arms. Dick Allen, formerly Richie Allen, who played for the Philadelphia.
A long time.
Yeah, played for the Philadelphia Phillies, and then was really good for the Chicago White Sox in the mid-'70s. I think he won league MVP one year. Was really good, but you know what? He was a guy who didn't get he didn't get along with the press. But I mean, he was really freaking good for a long time. Yeah, 1972. That was a big year. I mean, okay, are his numbers phenomenal? No, but at that point in time, he was like one of the most feared hitters in the game. The numbers weren't like they are now with the juice balls, small ballparks, the super small strike zone where if you don't come in and pitch to a guy, he would hit the ball all over the place. Dick Allen was a really good first baseman, like I said, for the Phillies and then for the White Sox. Those are two teams that I really remember him starring for.
I'm just looking at the on-base percentage. Some years are 420 on-base percentage.
I mean,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, that means even if you're not – but look at his batting average. Even. What's career batting average? I mean, 292. 292. Yep. How many first basemen who 292 nowadays?
Not many. And it's like you look at the average over in a 162-game season. Average usually 33 homers, 104 RBIs, and 102 runs a season.
He was good. He was really good.
So the injuries obviously hurt his career a bit.
Well, yeah, at the tail end, yeah. But he was good. Good ball player.
Sure.
Grump's frozen.
Was that Grump? Was that X?
He's frozen. Look at him.
Hold on, imitate Grumpy again real quick. Do the gobble a little better there, X.
Ooh, there we go.
Drew L
really
says,
right.
So what's worse? Here he is. He's back again. Maybe. So what's worse? Teach's ability to play golf or Trey Lance's ability to drive down the field? Trey Lance.
No, TJ can't golf either at all. In fact, he hits the ball like Trey Lance does, all off to the sides.
That's not true. That's not true, Grumpy. I'm better at golf than you are now.
He's Sammy Shank.
Better than you are there, Grump. Goon, Grumpy.
Can the Mets debacle from yesterday be analyzed, or should it just be quickly forgotten? This is going to be a
loss 21-3.
Yeah,
in the first half of their doubleheader against the Braves.
And then I think the second game was 3-0.
They won today.
Did they win today?
They're winning today.
Oh, okay.
How do you know that they're winning today, X?
Because somebody put it on in the room that I'm in.
Oh, there you go. Probably your dog. Dog Z put it on.
Uh-huh.
They're both New York baseball teams are just done for the year. Done.
I cannot believe they surrendered 21 runs.
It's hard to do. It's hard to do.
Oh my God. Holy shit. I do want to they have like a little clip of all 21 runs. Yikes. I mean, shockingly enough, it's only
5 minutes.
What'd you say, X?
So what is it, 5 minutes long?
Let's watch here.
10.
Austin swinging at the 2-2 down the right field line, and it dropped to Stewart.
Nice way to sell out.
Strikes again, and the Braves do what they have been doing all season long.
Got to catch that ball, don't you think, X?
Yeah. That reminded me of something.
Nicky
I'll talk about it after
Lopez, his first at bat is a Brave. He laces it to left center field, and it is an RBI double. That'll do.
Reaching him.
How does that turn into a double? How does that turn into a double?
Well, I was about to ask you, X. Should he be reaching him from that distance?
That is a Brave.
Yeah. Second base?
Should she be one hopping that? I mean,
no.
Okay. I didn't think so.
Still, you got to. You can't get a double for a ball that doesn't even go to the wall.
Oof.
Look at this. How did he give it the Dodgers out a double?
Another oh no, it's just a single this time. Oh God.
2 count.
Ozzy Albies.
Ozzy to shallow right center. 3 players spreading.
This
Oh my God. That right field close.
You got a pig in right field.
Holy shit. Vogelback is quicker than that pile of shit.
What did you say?
Oh
X? What do they got?
I said you got a pig in right field.
Yeah, gosh.
Oh my God. Please don't be back in right field again. Oh no. This is just a
That's
homer.
a home run.
Yeah. You know, it's
I
bad.
mean, honestly, how heavy is that right fielder that the Mets have?
He looks
he's
like
gotta
he's
be
260 at least.
270, 280.
He looks short with stubby legs at 260. Uh-oh. He's not throwing anybody out of home.
Oh
my God. This is only the 7th. Oh, wow. So, okay. So at the 7th inning, it was 8-0 to start the 7th.
That's gone.
They really imploded.
Boom, gone forever.
Oh, man.
Minger.
It's now 11. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh, look at them. The boy, they're
Look
having
how many few fans there are there for a doubleheader.
And here's Matt Olson. There's your major league home run leader right there.
He is Matt Olson. Just to give you guys an update, real quick. I guess we'll show it after this. Does he have like 42 homers? I think he leads the MLB in RBIs too.
He's good.
Oh, it's raining now. Oof.
It doesn't matter, rain or shine. The Bulls are going out of the park at Citi Field.
Oh, did they raise the apple?
Not for the opposing team, they don't.
I'm joking. I know. I know. I'm joking.
Oh, look, now the sun's out. It's a whole nother day, and they're still at the plate.
Top of the 9th.
Still raking.
Top of the 9th. They're okay. And the top of the 9th, they're only down 13-3. How many freaking? They must have surrendered 8 runs in the 9th. Yikes!
How do you stay at that game if you're a fan?
Because it's a day-night doubleheader. I don't know if. Oh my gosh, this is the way they got like a position player in there. Look at this fat bastard.
It's batting practice now.
I mean, look at that guy. He's a BP pitcher.
Oh no!
Oh man,
that fat bastard wasn't making a play out there in right field either. Oh,
he didn't even cut it off. He didn't even try.
Oh, Pete Alonso missed it. Oh my God, that's gone.
No. Now, here's the guy. You know who I feel bad for?
Upper Deck.
You know, I feel bad for the position player who's going to have like an ERA of like infinity. Because, I mean, shit. I mean, where does he play?
This is this guy, Nicky Lopez's first home run of the season. Wait till they pop this stat up real quick. Hold on. It's about to be popped up. Nicky Lopez, 3-run home run. First homer of the season.
Okay,
18th RBI. He had a boatload of RBIs in this game.
It was like he was going out there during the home run derby in the All-Star game. I mean, that guy's just lobbing 75-mile-per-hour meatballs right down the.
I didn't even think it was 75 miles an hour.
I don't think it was 75 either. Those Bulls had humps on them. I mean, that's not coming in. I mean, look at it. I think he's trying to throw maybe a knuckleball. It's like, 67. Damn. I mean, to his make it bigger. What's his name? Who's that guy? What's his name?
Oh, we'll zoom in real quick. Hold on. Once we get done seeing Austin Riley round the bases. Number 15 for the Mets.
Okay, I don't know who that is. But it looks like he's certainly a position player. Maybe a backup.
Danny Mendick is his name.
What does he play?
Danny is an infielder. He's an infielder. Let me pull up his position here. He's a shortstop.
Yikes. He's not Ellie De La Cruz.
Did you guys see the Cincinnati Reds player at the inside the park home run?
Oh,
no.
Who was it?
I don't know how long ago it was. It was not the De La Cruz kid. I can't. His name starts with an F.
Fraley.
Freehand, something like that.
TJ Fraley. TJ Fraley.
Maybe that's it. He and I inside the park.
He's been hurt. Fraley's been hurt.
Oh, okay. Well, I just saw a clip of it. I didn't know when it was from, but it was a lot of botched plays all around.
Oh man, the Yankees had a tremendous lead on Miami Marlins. Wound up blowing it today in the 9th.
They were up, just to set the scene. They're up 7-3 in the 9th inning.
Ooh. Did they bring their shortstop out to pitch too?
No, they're trying to win the game. That's the weird thing.
2-1. That is gonna do it. Jake Berger is the hero. The Marlins come all the way back. 8-7. It's a Marlins win.
Marlins win.
That's what I thought he was about to say. The Marlins win.
That'd be disrespectful.
Okay. Look at this freaking team. Josh Bell is looking obese these days. He looks like he needs to get his ass in shape. And this guy just looks like a I don't even
They
know.
look like they could all start in right field for the Mets.
Okay, let me ask you what's worse. The Mets surrendering 21 runs to the Braves or the fashion in which the Yankees lost. Which one would you rather, which team, what side would you rather, what losing team would you rather be a part of? The Mets giving up 21 runs, X and Grumpy, or the Yankees surrendering a 7-3 lead in the ninth?
It's tough. I mean, they're both losses. I'd say the more devastating loss would be the Yankees loss. I mean, at that point in time, the Mets had just given up. They're both bad though. I would say probably the Yankees is probably worse though, because you actually had a possibility to win.
For me, the Yankees loss is way worse. Hey, that you could just say, okay, that's just a throwaway game. Everything went wrong. We're pitching infielders. Okay, you know, when that's what it is, you know you're losing that game. 4-run lead in the ninth inning, and you can't close it out. I'm sorry. I mean, you want to know why the Yankees are just slightly above a 500 team? That's part of the reason why.
I do want to show you this. I thought this is a pretty good hustle play here, and I want your opinion on it, guys.
Before that, he was almost untouchable coming out of the All-Star break. Up the middle. Look at that play by the pitcher. Nobody. What is he doing? He never went to the bag.
Oh my God.
To Soderstrom, and I tell you,
Athletics
Eric Young Jr.
suck.
is screaming in delight at Vargas for hustling. He made a great play.
I didn't really get to
ball,
see it.
and
It kind of
forgot to make
glitched
the rest of the
at
play.
the important part, like most of TJ's thing.
Before that, he was almost
You're gonna
untouchable
watch again.
coming out of the All-Star.
We'll try.
Oh,
Terrible.
It looks
Terrible.
worse the second time.
I would have pulled his ass after that shit.
I mean, you're
Both him
talking
and the
about
first
athletic.
baseman. First baseman never went to the bag.
First baseman was on the bag.
The first
he
baseman's on the bag.
The first
pitcher
baseman
who
is
the
on
hell
the
knows
bag.
what.
He is running to the bag. He is on the bag. Right here. He is on the bag, waiting for
not-
the guy to throw him the ball.
I mean, but he's not saying throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it.
He's looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Okay. No, are you really trying to blame the first baseman for this?
It's the
blaming
pitcher's fault. 100% it's the pitcher's fault.
I'm
Grumpy,
blaming
you
both
and
of
I
them.
could make this out. I'm going to say
First baseman should be looking, dude, ball, something. Just that you want to know why the Oakland A's are, worst team maybe in baseball history? This is why.
Because
Shit
you have
like
lazy pitchers who don't want to either
Lazy
throw the
pitcher,
ball or
lazy
want to
first
jog
baseman,
to first base. The
poor
first baseman is
manager.
not lazy. He's waiting for the ball.
even like this. Why the hell?
How often do you see a first baseman yelling "ball, ball, ball" at first base on a ground ball that's picked up by
This
a
is
pitcher?
not 9 and
doesn't
10-year-old
happen.
baseball, Grump. These are professionals.
Yeah, well, you know what? Sometimes you got to get on somebody's ass a little bit. That's a managerial thing.
It's not the first baseman's fault. It's the
You know
pitcher's
what the manager should have done?
100%
He should have yanked him out and freaking tore into his ass on the bench.
I would have yanked his ass out. I would have been like,
You should have gone up there to the mound and fucking tore into his ass.
I would say go down. I would say go down to the locker room. We don't want to even have your face out here on the field. We don't want to see you out from the locker room again.
All I'm going to say
sorry.
is there's enough blame to go around the whole organization.
I'm just saying you can't blame the first baseman on that because
I'm
he
blaming
absolutely got to
everyone.
the bag.
I'm blaming everyone involved.
Oh, Grump. Blame the fans too, man.
Well,
They
They
weren't
didn't, cheer
right
hard
or
enough.
left.
They didn't cheer hard enough. They didn't yell hard enough for him to throw the ball to first base. It's their fault.
well, since it's in Washington, whatever.
This guy does have a 5.31 ERA this season. Ooh, speaking of shitty ERAs, do you guys remember Jack Leiter, Al Leiter's kid?
Mark Leiter.
Jack Leiter is Al Leiter's kid. Remember Al Leiter, the old pitcher for the Mets?
I do. Yes.
Jack Leiter was his kid. He was selected 2nd overall back in the 2021 draft.
Okay.
He's in Double-A still. Last year he pitched in Double-A. He had an ERA around 5. This year he has an ERA around 5.3 in Double-A baseball.
He will not make it up to the bigs.
He's 24 years old.
Yep.
After being the 2nd overall pick, I'm like, holy shit, does this have Mark Appel vibes all to it? He was drafted by the Rangers. A guy who was supposed to be able to make a quick transition to the pros is over here 2 years in a row pitching in Double-A, have an ERA around 5+. Any thoughts on that, Grump?
X, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, terrible. He's not going to make it to the pros to have an ERA of 5 in Double-A.
They need to have somebody else talking to him.
Yep.
Because he obviously had talent coming out of college.
Or do you think it's name recognition?
You don't get picked 2nd on name recognition. You don't.
It obviously helps that he's Al Leiter's kid.
Okay. But what I'm saying is you don't he was drafted in the 20th round, 2nd and 20. Okay.
No, drafted the second overall pick in 2021.
Okay.
Was he out of high school or out
He was
of
drafted out of high school in the 20th round. He went to college. He played for Vanderbilt, drafted 2nd overall in 2021 by the Rangers.
What were his stats at
really
Vanderbilt?
a top prospect. In college, right? A 1.72 ERA, a 2.13 ERA, right? He's pitching a lot of innings, getting a lot of strikeouts. Really, he only pitched 1 year. And the COVID year didn't pitch that long. It was really the 2021 season. He's pitching in Double-A, a 5.54 ERA last year and a 5.51 ERA this year. I guess that's technically improvement, right?
What are his walks?
56 walks and 43 walks this year. He's walking a shit ton of batters.
Okay. He had 45 that 1 year that he pitched at Vanderbilt.
His whip is like up 1.5+.
He needs they need somebody else in his ear. I'm just telling you. I wouldn't give up on the kid yet, but they need somebody else to work with him. It seems like he's not very accurate right now.
It seemed like he wasn't very accurate in college either that 1 year he pitched.
Well, that's something you need to work on.
5 walks in 110 innings pitched. I mean, that's not a lot. His whip was his whip in college is a 0.84. I don't know what you're talking about there, X. He had 179 strikeouts and 110 innings pitched. I think it's because he had that one extremely good season. He went and got drafted, and he's played 2 years in Double-A ball, and he's looked freaking
like
awful.
Shit.
He's looked like shit. Exactly right. I'm sorry. He's 23 years old. So my mistake. 23 years old, still pitching a Double-A ball, and he's playing like shit. I don't know. You start to look on labeling him as a bust. I'll tell you, I'm not saying a bust just quite yet, but when you're the 2nd overall pick, the expectation is you're able to make the MLB, you're able to make an impact. I'm not sure he's going to be able to do that.
It's still early yet. They need someone else, something else in the organization. You don't just give up on a talent like that, but he needs someone else to talk to him. Maybe the Fresno thing is a good fit for him. Maybe the pitching coach there. I don't know. But you have a lot of money invested in a play like that. You need to do everything you can to get him flying right. Now, here's the thing. I don't know what those ballparks are like. Are they, bandboxes where, a fly ball is a home run? Like I said, I don't know.
Where does he play? What
for the Rangers?
Fresno and Double-A.
Yeah, Frisco. He plays in Frisco.
Okay, so it's probably out in California.
Frisco Rough Riders.
I mean, if it's one of those California leagues, they're notorious for guys giving up lots of runs. To me, it's the walks that are troublesome. That's a lot of walks. Shouldn't be walking that many people, like almost one an inning. That's too many.
I was about to say, like the whip is just, yikes. So, I don't know. Not off to a good start for his career as a professional. And it's just
where did you dig this topic up from?
No, I was doing some research there on other MLB players, and I was like, oh yeah, Jack Leiter. And I was like, let me just look up to see how he was doing. They're like, Jack Leiter seems to be more of a long-term project than the Texans or the Rangers originally anticipated. I was like, how has he pitched? I was like, holy shit, he's in Double-A ball the last 2 years getting absolutely battered. So I was like, I remember we were on the show when he was drafted 2nd overall, and we were talking about how great of a selection that was and how well he's pitched. And it's just like, he's pitched like shit since.
Grump, it looks like the field is 355 down the lines, 364 to right and left center, and then 409 dead center.
355 down the lines in both sides.
Yep.
Well, he's not like he's giving up cheapies. I mean,
Yeah.
365 to the alleys is not super deep, but
409 dead center is.
Yeah, he ain't giving up cheapies. That's for certain.
Tony Cheese says Trey Lance is looking like Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson's been looking pretty good first couple of weeks.
Oh,
If you're
man.
the Jets, you have to be pleased.
Couldn't have been worse than what the Yankees did today. Oh, yeah. Although I'm a Yankee, I'm happy the Yankees keep losing. Now, let me ask you this. Are you happy the Yankees are losing, Grumpy?
I would normally say yes, because it means that Cashman would be gone. I sent you an article on how his mismanagement of the team since 2017 has sent him in a damn death spiral. But it seems like ownership, he's got the faith of ownership. And he needs to go. He's the Lou Lamoriello of New York baseball. Needs
Jeff
to go.
sent this to me a while ago, Grumpy, that he wanted me to go ahead and post and let you see. I just wanted your initial thoughts on this, Grumpy.
Looks like he's chewing a lot of gum. It looks like TJ, actually.
That's what Jeff was thinking. He's like, he's going to go all over you about chewing gum like this, like Ace Ventura. So I figured I'd put that up there for Jeff. I'm sorry I was a few weeks late on the joke there. I didn't see the message Jeff had sent. But
one thing I will say that's cool about this Rough Riders Stadium, they have a lazy river in right field.
I saw that. It looks pretty neat.
That shit's pretty cool. Yeah.
As like a fan of a show, I mean, like as a fan of a game, just to go and like enjoy that with the family, that would be a lot of fun. I feel like
a minor league field like that, having that's really cool.
Drew says my reaction to seeing the Yankees continue to lose winnable games in hilarious fashion despite Aaron Judge playing.
Hide my tail or turn and run. It's time to do what must be done.
Obviously, Drew is happy. Can't wait to tell everybody how happy and excited he is.
Okay, let's not get it taken down for showing that.
I know. And then we got Drew sent us this here. Kyler Murray at the Cardinals practice. Let's take a listen here. Let me make sure I got some volume on that good.
Are they sure to make me look gay? No, man. What about now?
Oh, is that because he was? Did you see him wearing that really, really tight shirt?
I did not.
I thought he was wearing like a sports bra.
Not a good look.
Here it is. My God. Oh, fuck. I'm looking at it right now. It's not a good look. Not fashionable. Let me put it to you that way.
Ooh. Yeah, sports bra thing.
Oh, shit.
I like the comparison.
All the soccer players wear that stuff, by the way. Those sports bra things.
It's because usually they're running around and they're testing their heart rate. Kyler Murray's not doing that on his torn ACL. He's just throwing a football.
He doesn't want his nipples to chafe.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Catapult.
Talking about interesting sportswear. Now, have you guys been seeing these little these Guardian things that they're putting on top of the helmets?
Yeah, the little rubber pads, the little padding that they have on top of the helmet that's already padded. Yeah.
Yes. Now, Grumpy X, you had some thoughts on this. You think that they're going to make a move in the league to try to have that Guardian stuff on the helmets. Is that correct?
Well, the NFL's cuck, Jeff Miller, comes out and says that he can see that maybe for certain positions, they're going to keep these helmets on players, these little airbag helmets on the players to reduce injury. I'm telling you, I've told you 100 times, you want to stop concussions, take the helmets off the players. If you want to know what team they are, shave their heads and paint the logos on them game day. Guys won't lead with their heads.
Or here's the thing.
Let me finish. Guys will not lead with their heads if you take the helmets off. It's only because everyone hits with their helmet because they don't know how. They've never been taught to tackle. They don't want to learn. They just want to make the big hit. Everything's a block tackle. No one wrap tackles anymore. Take the fucking helmets off of these sons of bitches. Make them learn how to freaking tackle. I don't care if they get concussions. I don't care if they die out on the field. You're getting paid a lot of money. Suck it up, Nancy.
I was going to say, here's something they can do. If they're worried about fans not knowing what team they're on because they don't have the helmets on, why don't you actually put some effort into the jerseys and maybe, I don't know, design a logo to put on the jerseys instead of just having a blank, bland jersey with nothing on it?
What's wrong with what I said? Shave their heads and paint the logo on there for game day.
Christ.
Grumpy, here's the thing, right? Obviously, if you take the helmet off, you're not going to see his blind, reckless abandon the make tackles. Yes, Jeff Miller mentions I could see something where that can happen. The entire and like, well,
look at his cuck hairdo. Look at his little cuck hairdo. This Miller guy.
Let's see what he's got to say.
Jeff, let's start with the equipment we just mentioned. On Inside Training Camp Live and across the entire league, we've seen players wearing the Guardian caps. It's the helmet with they almost look inside out, if you will. This season, we saw even more position groups starting to wear those. What are changes did the league implement to know that
these are the little helmets? And they talked about, hey, in the positions that specifically wore these special little guards over their helmets, they saw concussions were down 50%. I don't know how they came up to
There's no fucking hitting. There is no hitting in practice anymore. They don't hit anymore in practice. Everything's two-hand touch.
They saw concussions were down 50%, grumpy old man, okay? And on top of that, now here's the thing.
This guy. Who would this go to? The guy go to the Kyler Murray School of Shirt wearing this guy too?
I understand. How about number 98 back there? That's the guy I like. He's a beefy boy. He looks like a D tackle.
His belly's all hanging over his pants.
I just think his shirt is way too small for his body.
Could be that too.
That's
now, I like Dan Campbell in the background of this frame too. I will say this, right? Like the Guardian, like the concept behind it's neat. When you hit it, it spreads out the force across the helmet, so you're not taking as much of the direct impact. Again, it still doesn't take away the core issue that people use their heads like battering rams. That's really where the issue lies. This definitely helps that. It doesn't look neat and it doesn't look good, which is why I think that it will never catch on, is because it's all about optics. Even though if the optics of this said, oh, it's going to look really bad, it's not going to be good for advertising, it's not going to be good for X, Y, and Z, but it's going to go ahead and increase player safety by a large margin, I think they're still at the point to where optics are more important than player safety.
Yep. I don't care about
if this truly eliminates 50% of concussions by wearing this, there should be an immediate mandate that everybody slaps this shit on the top.
Oh my God. Who wants, just put them all in little bubble boy outfits. Let them bounce around out there.
I thought that was next.
Talk about ruining the sport. Take the helmets off. I want to see.
98's already got his helmet off, Grumpy. He's ready to go. His helmet's off.
Sometimes less is more. Less equipment.
I think his stomach would absorb the shocks of hits as well.
I have seen, that's been the weirdest change for me, is seeing all these people after I had played where I'm like, everybody's wearing these things on top of the little head, which I had never seen before. So, yeah, that's all different for me at least. Now, here's the thing. This is the fella here, which I think is important to listen to.
How are you going to call helmet? How are you going to call, he jacked him up underneath his jaw with a tackle. Well, the bigger the helmet is, the more of those penalties you're going to have, right? That helmet, that little silicone, a little plastic helmet they got, whatever the hell they're wearing, it makes your helmet 3 times the size of a normal helmet. You're going to be jacking guys up all the time.
Does it really make it 3 times the size, Grumpy?
No helmets. Just stop with the helmets. Look at this hammerhead on the left with a damn cut-off T-shirt.
You love Grumpy. You love Pat McAfee. I like Pat McAfee.
Sucks. Who are these other 2 losers?
Let's see what Pat McAfee has to say.
Guardian caps during games?
Yeah, people have asked about that, Pat. We're obviously still trying to understand. I mean, first of all, when we implemented Guardian caps in practice, we had a whole lot of data from colleges. Virtually every Power 5 school uses Guardian caps in practice for football and had for a number of years. So we had a lot of data and a lot of experience to go on. We don't have any of that data in games. I mean, nobody's worn them in games. And so obviously, we're trying to continue to learn about it. We're looking a lot this year in joint practices where they're used and trying to understand. But, I don't think the future of the game is about a Guardian cap per se. I think what we can learn from that, again, is how can we design a better helmet? What are the materials that may make the helmet safer? And again, more importantly, how do we not use the head? How do we get the head out of blocking, tackling?
Take the fucking helmets off. That's how you stop it.
Contact. So more work to be done there. We're obviously looking a lot at the Guardian cap this year and what the experience will be in training camp, and we'll share that. But that's kind of where we're going on that.
I just heard really good news there. AJ, did you just hear really good news there out of Doc's mouth?
What?
In that answer?
Yeah, he's smart. He knows the Guardian caps are not going to be put in play for game day.
Okay, but also Have
Let that
XFL
idiot
do
get
it.
a job.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's like
Yeah,
X in
yeah,
this podcast group.
Hey, why don't you guys, you guys did that little kickoff.
Yeah.
Okay, trash.
What was that, Grumpy?
AJ Hawk is like X on this podcast.
Dang, Grumpy salty because he took that L in bowling. That's what
Just
it is.
take off the helmets. Just take them off. We got to stop getting the helmet involved. Take the helmets off. Take the helmets off. You guess what? You're not going to see guys leading with their heads. You're just not going to see it.
Yeah,
Stop it.
They're never going to be able to take the heads completely out of the game. That's a thing, dude. I honestly wouldn't be opposed to the Guardian thing if it helps.
Oh my God. Talk about being unwatchable. Have a bunch of balloon heads out there running around. Jesus, come on.
Grumpy, let me ask you this. If it helps keep players safe and keeps more players on the field longer because they wear a little balloon helmet, you would not be a fan of that?
No.
So let's say if you played football.
I don't play football.
Oh my God.
Let's say you did, Grumpy.
Let's say you did play football and they made
I'd learn how to tackle. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
I'd rap
Wait,
tackle.
I want to hear your
That's not the popular Grump. That's not the popular thing. So guess what? You don't get drafted. You don't.
Okay,
make
you know
money,
what? Sometimes popular isn't the right way to do it. Oh,
they want what
we
sells,
look cool.
They want
we
what
look
sells,
cool.
right?
We're gonna hit a guy as hard as we can. Run him
Why
off
do
the
the
field.
balloons? You're talking about looking cool doesn't matter. Why do the little balloon helmets matter then, Grumpy? If
they
looking
keep
cool
the
doesn't
players
matter.
Because they look asinine.
Because
What
they
do you
look
do?
bad. Are you fucking kidding me?
This is the same guy. Grumpy's like, you know what? Fuck seatbelts in cars. Fuck them. Let's just drive without seatbelts. They look stupid across my chest. Fuck them.
Hold on, X.
You don't need them.
He just said he doesn't care about how it looks, but he just says those fucking Guardian things look.
I think
look
seatbelts look
asinine.
stupid.
That's why I don't want to wear them.
I think seatbelts look stupid. Let's just not wear those in cars.
That's a choice for you to wear.
It absolutely is not a fucking choice. You get
It is
pulled
a
over
choice.
and get a ticket if you are not wearing a seatbelt.
Well, that's a choice you make. You can choose to wear them or not wear them.
There's a consequence.
You want to know what we used to do with seatbelts? We used to jam them in the seats, in the little cracks in the seats. That's what what the hell are these stupid things? Just jam them in the seats. We don't need that shit.
Oh.
And that's why there's a lot more deaths.
That's
and
when cars are made of
fatalities
metal
than
now,
before
as opposed to made out of plastic. Cars all made out of plastic now. Everything crumples. I mean, you could get into a car accident with those old metal vehicles. Hey, maybe it looks like the Titanic, but you can still drive it and nobody dies.
The Titanic, Grumpy.
Grump is out of pocket tonight.
Good
Fuck the
one.
players. Kill them all. Might as well just you know what? After a season, we might as well just take them out and shoot them. Get a fresh new load of players out there.
Goon Grumpy.
Yeah, screw 'em.
Due to a hot water heater leak and the service person not coming until Monday morning, I was unable to shower today. How long can one go without a shower until it becomes a problem? X, can you answer that question? Probably all summer.
Maybe like a day max.
A day max. Okay.
Yeah.
That used to not be the answer for X there. Now, I will say this. I had a water heater that broke, and it took them like 2-3 weeks to get it fixed up. Goon, you know what I did? I just showered cold showers, man.
Fucking moron.
Navy SEAL style, baby. I've been in a couple of those when the power
I felt great every morning. Maybe I might go for a cold shower tomorrow morning when I wake up. Now I'm inspired. Even though I've got you know what? It's good just to mix it up.
Even though I have hot water, I'm just going to go cold.
Hot waters is a delicacy from now on, just like
And no
just
music
like the music
either.
in the car was. And maybe one day we'll get for full no hot water showers.
Actually, they do say that there are benefits from taking ice cold showers.
There
There are actual
absolutely
health
are.
benefits from taking them.
I can tell you that you're wide the F awake. You are feeling like $1 million when you get out of that shower. You feel like shit in the shower. There's no doubt about that. You feel cold as hell. You're like, but then once you get out, man, you're feeling great.
I'm willing to sacrifice.
You probably get a serotonin boost because you're so cold and miserable in the shower. Once you get out, there's a little bit of saving light. And you're like, oh my God, I can finally heat my body.
You know how I look at it? It's kind of like when you go to the gym. People, when they go to the gym, maybe they tear muscle. It hurts a little bit, but afterwards you feel great.
Tear a muscle? You think tearing a muscle feels great?
You slightly tear your
No, it
muscles.
doesn't feel great. That's my point. When you tear muscles, they don't feel great. When you build up muscle, it doesn't feel great. But once you do, it feels good afterwards.
Yeah.
When you're breaking down, okay. You said tear a muscle. Tearing a muscle is not good. Breaking down
He
a
didn't mean
muscle.
like tearing it off the bone. Yeah, he meant like,
That's what I mean, like,
yeah.
tear my quad out there. It feels great.
Fuck, Grumpy. Drew L, Grumpy old man.
You know, I thought of something today. think it's time to start questioning if Bill Belichick is actually the greatest coach of all time. He's 77 and 89 without Brady, and it's had 7 losing seasons in that time. I don't think the numbers are that drastic, but Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time. But here's the thing. The reason why he won so many games is because he had the greatest player in history. Players win games, coaches lose them. You're seeing Belichick now, and it's not his failure as a coach. It's his failure as a general manager. That's the issue that he's running into, is he's not able to get certain type of players or somebody who fits his scheme. The game has changed. When he first came to New England, he had, Parcells guys, and they became Belichick guys. The athletes today are just different, just not mentally, but like the way they approach things and how it used to be. Go ahead, X.
I was just saying he's 79 and 87 without Brady.
Okay.
So what?
Nepotism and crony capitalism are what hurts him the most, because his again, it's his kid, right? He wants his kid to be successful, but giving his kid the spot to where, hey, he calls the defensive plays, right?
The kid does.
Steve Belichick, that's correct. He does not deserve any. I'm sorry.
It's not the coaching; it's the players.
What separated him, I used to believe, was I thought his game plans and preparation for games, in addition to having Tom Brady, were second to none. And over time, after continuing to bring back his old buddies and his old cronies and his own kid to say we're giving you larger and larger roles when they're unqualified, hurts his team's success. I think it's a mixture.
It's the erosion of the talent base.
Here's my thing. I'd always thought he was team first. He always put the team first. It was always sacrifice for the team, do this for the team, do your job kind of thing. And then as soon as he brought his kid onto the coaching staff, that was it.
Yep.
It was 2017 in the Super Bowl when he didn't play Malcolm Butler.
Yep.
That was when you did not do what was best for the team.
Exactly. And he didn't do what he preached.
They won the Super Bowl the next year, but they were not the same team, and you could see the cracks in the veterans who'd been there a long time, because he cost them the Super Bowl in 2017 because he was stubborn, whatever reason. Malcolm questioned Steve Belichick, saying he only had a job because, your daddy's the coach.
And he's right.
Yeah. Okay. But Belichick winds up benching Malcolm Butler, and that piece of shit Jordan Richards was in that game, and he got lit up. Just lit up.
You know what I would have done as soon as that was over? I've been like, I was benched because I called out the hypocrisy of Daddy's boy being in charge of the cornerbacks and being unqualified. And you know what I've done? I would have burned the bridge there, but guess what? It would have really made it known how ridiculous that bullshit is.
It came out that's what happened.
Brady, I remember Brady mentioning it was like almost the end when they get lit up at the end of the second quarter. Brady's like, where the hell is Malcolm?
And Nick Foles. That was Nick Foles. He passed for like 500 yards or something.
500 yards, yep.
Yeah. Brady threw for 505.
Nick Foles also did.
Foles threw for like 300 something. But the whole thing was Brady didn't even realize that Malcolm Butler wasn't on the field. He's worried about doing his
assignment and job. Sure.
Right. And he's like, I said, I didn't even realize he wasn't on there. I thought maybe he was hurt or whatever. He wasn't on there, until like the second quarter. And they were getting lit up by Nick freaking Foles. I mean, that loss is all on Belichick.
Tony Cheese says, I take 2 showers a day, and if I miss one, I'm a completely different person. Drill said, I'm going to start taking cold showers like a true Sigma male. Okay, there you go.
James F. start taking cold showers? Tua Tagovailoa. Strength.
Grumpy James F.
Lance sucks. Can we show the O'Connell highlights? This guy looks like he's a professional quarterback, not a rookie. He showed poise.
What's his first name, this O'Connell guy?
I think it's Alex.
Okay, I'll pull that up in a second. Goon, Grumpy.
What do you think of Jackson Mahomes? What do you think Jackson Mahomes is currently up to? Probably putting other unsuspecting businesses out of business after his screw-ups.
Figuring out another way to taint Patrick Mahomes'
good name of his brother.
Yep.
Another comment here. Drew L. Grumpy.
Tyrod Taylor's time in the NFL. will be done after the season. Tommy DeVito will be the Giants QB2 after preseason. He's looked miles better than Tyrod, despite the Giants' O-line sucking all game. I think it takes a while for the offensive lines to be cohesive units also in the preseason. I think that has something to do with it also.
Aiden O'Connell. Okay. I was like,
Aiden,
Alex O'Connell
okay.
was popping up some unsavory images. So
Nope.
Aiden O'Connell.
I knew it was something with an A.
O'Connell. It's not. We're not looking at Alex O'Connell. It looks like there's some not so nice images there. Grumpy Drew Allen.
I knew it was something with an A. I thought it was Alex. I knew it wasn't Allen.
I'm going to
Aiden
pop
makes
up on the. I'm going to pop up on the FBI search list now, Grumpy.
Is Grumpin looking up Alex O'Connell on his free time?
Who's Alex O'Connell?
Don't worry about it. Grumpy, keep next comment there, Grump.
Drew says, Trey Lance almost cost me my 2021 fantasy football season if it weren't for the fact that Amon St. Brown had his breakout at the end of his rookie year and the fact that Debo had a 70-yard touchdown reception.
Helen Yeller says, yo, 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 yo. Andrew L. Grumpy.
Jermaine Jackson had that big play last year against the Bills, chasing down Josh Allen before he got the first down.
Now,
Then Drew says,
good.
Then Drew says, TJ, I'm going to let you know that pass you were critiquing Bryce Young for would have been an interception if he threw that. Exactly. That linebacker / safety was absolutely right there. If he tries to throw that pass in the middle, he comes right. He comes over.
He didn't wear only the wide out can get it.
He comes over and gets lanced. That's what happens. Throws an interception. He got lanced, baby.
To me, the issue with the Panthers is the O-line.
Yep.
That's it.
Guru says, can the Jets defense this year be on par with the 85 Bears? No. Or the 2000 Ravens? No. Or will they continually jump offside and rough the passer when it matters most? I think their defense is going to be really good this year. Watch out for the Jets. Watch out for the Jets.
Yep.
If you can play defense in this league and pressure the passer, you are going to be successful. Just that plain and simple.
Aiden O'Connell's making some nice passes here. I don't want to get too much into the weeds, but he looked like he made. I've only seen 2 passes. One was on the goal line. He hits
at Fresno State. Was he at Fresno State or was that the
Purdue?
Okay, Purdue. Okay.
Drew says Jermaine Johnson is Micah Parsons-esque. I'm not a big Micah Parsons guy, but no, I wouldn't say he's that good.
Micah Parsons
is really good.
Jermaine Johnson's not as good as Micah Parsons, meaning I'm not a huge Micah Parsons guy, but I just think that Jermaine Johnson's not as good as Micah Parsons.
If they can get that type of production out of Jermaine Johnson, watch out.
Yes.
Watch out for the Jets.
I'm hoping Kayvon Thibodeau takes that second-year leap as well because he was great as a rookie too.
We'll see.
Tony Cheese says here, I think Sauce Gardner being on the team kind of took the spotlight off of Jermaine Johnson. Also, that D-line had so many good players on it that flew under the radar.
That's a
lot of sexy numbers. And that's why I think that's why his name wasn't as well recognized. But I think this year he will put up the numbers or has the ability to put up some better numbers.
That's why you draft best athlete available instead of going for position.
Yep.
I mean, because, the Jets were loaded last year, but you lose guys through attrition, through leaving for free agency, to injury, whatever, or just aging out, and you have somebody ready to step in. I mean, I'm just saying, yes, position comes into it when you're picking. If you got players like, okay, they're identically the same, but you have one, and I think the Jets traded up into the first round to pick him, the tail end, because he was projected almost to go top 10, and he went like 30.
I do remember that. He dropped, and we're like, wow, that's a guy who he had a really good year for Florida State too. I think he transferred there, wound up playing just his senior year there, and really played well at Florida State. Did he come from Georgia? I don't remember. I do remember he transferred in those as senior and played well. Drew L said Jordan Love looked good too. I forgot to mention him as well. TJ, can you calm your tits? Who put a stick up your ass tonight? No one.
Wow.
That picture of Derek Carr is so photoshopped. I don't know. Derek Carr is not afraid to express his emotions, says Tony Cheese. That's alpha male shit. I don't know about that. James F. said, stop, guys. Carr will be the same shit-ass quarterback with the Saints. I didn't think Derek Carr was the issue that much. I mean, like, they lost games The Raiders did. I thought the Raiders just like they lost so many close games, and it's like he does, I think, have the loser gene in him. Now he's playing in a really shitty, and I mean really shitty division. I think the Saints win that division. I know Grumpy thinks that the Panthers have a chance. No shot in hell. It's going to be the Saints that win that division.
Remember, he's not throwing to Devontae Adams like he was last year.
He's got good weapons for the Saints.
Alvin Kamara is suspended for 3 games.
Oh, okay.
Michael Thomas, who the hell knows how he's going to come back.
Chris Olave.
Chris Olave is the one weapon he's got.
Hey, I'm just saying, those are
Chris Olave is no Devontae Adams.
You've got what? Olave does get open, create separation. He's not Devontae Adams, but I'm like, you have weapons for the Saints. It's in a really, dude, that NFC South is a really shitty division, and I mean really bad.
That's the reason why I give. That's the reason why I give Carolina a shot to win that division.
It's going to be the Saints.
It's the only reason.
Confident with the Saints. They don't have an offensive line. If that's Carolina, good.
Atlanta blows and Tampa sucks.
That's correct.
So
and if
I
that's
think
Carolina's O-line, they have no chance.
Okay, I think, like I said, it's first preseason game. It's first preseason game. Remember, that's the Jets' second game too, which helps. That said, Jets are going to be good this year. Their defense is really good.
Yep, they've done this all. Aaron Rodgers hasn't taken a single snap yet.
Yep, that's right.
In the preseason, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, the Jets, if they stay healthy, are a team really to watch out for. Who would ever thought we were saying that?
Me.
Grumpy started
in the Super Bowl, right, Grumpa?
Yep,
that's right.
Grump's got him winning the Super Bowl.
He says, "Good evening, all."
When we do our season predictions, I almost think I have to double down on the Jets, don't I?
Yeah.
Even if I don't think it.
That Jameis video showed was from 2021. Perhaps it was. I don't remember what time frame it was, but I'm like, it's always good to look at an old Jameis Winston workout video. D-Cut says, TJ with another hat day. No, that's X with another hat day.
Hat head day. Hat head day. You cannot leave the words out.
There's no hat head day. Gungun says, is Joe Flacco ready and prepared for the upcoming NFL season?
Who cares? He won't be with the Jets.
D-Cut says the Wolfman, Sam Howell, looked good this weekend. Whew. Good luck to him for the Commanders. I don't have high hopes for Sam Howell.
Wolfman Jack here, baby.
Drew L said, I can tell Kenny Pickett's arm has gotten stronger. I watched that game, but it is Tampa. I want to see Pickett play a better defense in Tampa in order to, get me fully on the train. He looks like he's going to be a successful quarterback. He just has the it factor.
Tampa blows. Tampa blows.
As the house successful, I'm not saying this guy's the next coming of Brady. I'm just saying he's going to be a successful quarterback in the league. He's going to be a starting quarterback for many years in the NFL. I could say that with a strong degree of confidence.
Okay.
We got here. Frank says, is Jagger going to play in the NHL? No. He's done. He's all retired. He's all out.
Is he playing in Russia still?
He's playing in Czechoslovakia on the team that he owns.
Okay.
Got here a comment there from let's see here. NFL preseason. We hit that one already. D-Cut says, wait until every team blitzes on third down and destroys that Smurf. I think he's talking. I don't know who he's talking about there.
Right. The running back for the Cowboys.
Oh, maybe.
Oh. The baseball field looks like it was created by Barstool Sports.
There you go.
And James F. said after watching the Yankees, what they did in the ninth inning is enough. They're done, and Boone must go.
And so, Cash, they both need to go. We said it after last year. You need to get rid of both of those guys. Yep. The Yankees didn't think so. They're much worse this year. And if they keep them again, they're going to be worse next year. They're bad. They're freaking bad.
James, I said, wow, the Mets were losing 3-0. Now they're winning 7-3. The Braves imploded in the fifth inning. And now it's 7-6. It's a one-run game there in the bottom of the eighth, I believe.
Couple of field goals for the Braves.
Yep. My gosh, they've been clawing back. Drew L. Grumpy.
I would trust X on whether the video was fake or not. I'm leaning towards it's fakes because they wouldn't have a camera there, and second off, the video would have been eradicated for liability purposes.
Yep.
If it's an old video, I'm saying that was probably
It's freaking made up.
It's an older video.
Drew says, I meant the field would have had tons of liability issues, but you get my point.
Yeah, I'm still saying it's real field. Frank said, I'm glad I didn't watch the Yanks. I spent most of the day working on my old 66 Caddy ragtop. Freaking old cars. Always something to fix.
The fact that you have a car that's 57 years old should tell you something. The fact that it still runs. You're not going to see any cars that are bought today running in the year 2100. That's for certain.
That's everything today is made to be disposable.
That's right.
Drew L. Grumpy.
Oh my God, I need to go bowling with you, TJ. TJ, here's the thing. TJ doesn't necessarily knock a lot of pins down. He revels in throwing the ball as he gets the biggest, heaviest ball that he can possibly find, and he throws it as hard as he can. That's all.
He just takes a boulder. He brings his own. He brings a boulder from his house and just rolls it down there.
Frank Grumpy, or Drew L. I'm sorry.
Especially before I leave for Japan in April, come down to Florida. We'll do a vlog for the show.
Little Florida trip there, Grumpy. Andrew L. Grumpy.
Have you guys seen the Wander Franco news on Twitter? He allegedly had a relationship with a 14-year-old girl, and she is exposing him after he didn't send hush money. He was out of the lineup today. Yikes.
Oh, my God. That's not good.
That's not good. I think it's an understatement when we say it's not good.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm trying to pull up here to see what the hell's going on because, like, there are a whole bunch of memes. Lineup as MLB probes social media posts involving the star player. Oh, God. Let's see here. Yes, the team, oh, God, was on the team dugout. He was a key component of the organization's promotion on Sunday. It was Wander Franco Snapback Hat Day, and fans 14 and under could receive one if they walk through the gates of the Tropics.
It's not funny. It's funny, but it's not funny, you know?
He said, I'm aware of the speculation, and I'm not going to comment any further on that, Cash said. The day off was because it was a day off.
Because we don't want to get grilled on this shit anymore.
Oh, my God.
Especially when you made the age 14 and the person was 14.
Jesus, hold on. I need to find out what is the speculation. What I need to start seeing where is the concrete proof here on this one.
Okay,
oh, man,
I'm not defending Wander Franco at all. I'm not doing that. The Warden loves his show, Love After Lockup, and we saw this lady who's dating an inmate, and she has a daughter who is 15, and I'm like, and she was dressed like, I'm like. I said to the Warden, I said, what are the chances this girl gets pregnant by the end of the show? Because, I mean, she certainly did not look like she was 15 years old. And the way that she dressed, I'm like, come on. But I'm not excusing what Wander Franco did. I'm just saying.
I'm not seeing anything. If somebody could link me to this. Now, this is the interview that Cash had. Oh, my God. I hope that's not the case because a 14-year-old girl, Jesus Christ.
Maybe if you go to Alex O'Connell, and 14-year-old girl will pull it up.
Here, Grumpy.
All right, I guess we'll start with Zach Eflin and the Guardians kind of jumping out to that early lead and then just tacking on from there on out. What were you seeing, first of all, from Eflin to start the game?
They definitely were kind of in attack mode. I think, you can do your homework on Zach. He's going to be around the zone a lot and looked like the Guardians were prepared for that, put some good swings on some balls. I don't think Zach had maybe his sharpest finish to some of his pitches today, and it just kind of added up and snowballed, and they put a bunch of runs on us pretty quick.
What were you seeing from the at-bats early in the game and then throughout the game?
Well, the game got separated early. Their pitchers certainly it's full here this season. They got two pitchers that we just saw having success.
And then Basabe's first major league hit,
turf helped him a little bit, but he got out of that box quick and got to second base. So congrats to him.
It's kind of unusual to see Zach be so inefficient, I guess, long innings. Usually.
I mean, 50-something pitches after 2 innings is innings, not the way we drew it up. It just felt like, where we are with starters, and we got to be very uncharacteristic.
And done after 3 and 82 just because of the long innings. And
That's it. I mean, I it's tough to make sense to, potentially get him to 100 pitches through 4 innings. Not the way we drew it up. It just felt like, where we are with starters, and we got to be very mindful of their workloads.
Was there more involved with Franco not playing today than just a day off?
No, just a day off.
Because there was some speculation we saw him leave the dugout in the game and didn't come back.
Yeah, I'm aware of this speculation. I'm not going to comment any further on that, but the day off was because the day off.
Oh no,
it was more than that.
Ugh. There has to be some validity behind the checking in. I'll tell you
Not
that.
Not necessarily.
I'm saying that they're treating the allegations like there could be some truth behind it.
They're going to err on the side of caution. If they were at risk for not making the playoffs, he would have played today. But they're absolutely going to make the playoffs this year. So they're just like, let's just not take the PR hit today. That's what the whole thing's about.
Now, I'm trying to see if anybody has a link to what the hell these allegations were online. All I'm seeing is a whole bunch of memes, but if somebody could link it to us, that'd be great.
I think Joseph commented, said it's a video of him kissing the alleged 14-year-old girl.
Okay. Gotcha. I'll try to search for that more specifically here. Grumpy, Drew L.
I swear people make fun of Stetson Bennett's age when Brandon frickin' Wheaton was a 28-year-old rookie. Yeah, I think Bennett's what, 25?
He's 25.
He will play.
He played 7 years of college football. Maybe not 7 years, but it was a lot.
A long time.
Yeah.
Got another comment here by D-Cut, Grumpy.
In this rate, we'll be watching Wii Hoopin' videos soon.
Grandpa.
Otto's a busy feline there, says JP. Drell says here, speaking of the 49ers, Nick Bosa might hold out of the season.
Go ahead. You're still part of the 49ers organization. I'm not. There's no way you're renegotiating a contract. Not happening.
He's a top tier player, right? He's an MVP caliber player.
Yeah.
Nick Bosa, everybody's favorite closet racist. I don't know.
I know one thing: his brother's a douchebag.
The Nick Bosa's a douchebag.
Joey Bosa, one who plays for the Chargers.
Okay. JP says, let's face it, Albert Bell should definitely be in the Hall of Fame. I think so too. I like Albert Bell.
I disagree.
Or Adrian Bell, you mean?
No, Albert Bell. He used to be an outfielder, played for Cleveland and Baltimore.
Adrian Beltre. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Adrian Beltre.
Yeah.
Who I think is in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
He's not.
Really? Okay, maybe he's not eligible yet. But Albert Bell was really good for a few years, but not long enough to be a Hall of Famer.
Adrian Beltre is eligible for the Hall of Fame. He retired in 2018. Career batting average of a 286. Had 477 career home runs. Let me see.
He'll be eligible next year.
He had. Oh, is it next?
5 years. You got to be out of the league 5 years.
Okay, gotcha. 3,100 career hits. Yeah, he should make the Hall of Fame, I feel like.
Yeah, he's eligible next year. He'll get in.
Okay. Talking about somebody who hated the press. Albert Bell. Yep. Albert Bell should definitely be in, says Frank here. Dick Allen is a Hall of Famer, no doubt. Jack Morris should also be in as well. Who's this?
If Burt Blyleven is in, Morris should be in on roller skates. Blyleven got in late, really late. He had like 36 or 3,700 strikeouts. So, I mean, Burt Blyleven was a good pitcher for the Twins, mostly the Twins, but also the Tigers for many years. And Jack Morris, same thing, Tigers and then the Twins. Or maybe Blyleven went to the Angels. I don't know. But he was a really good pitcher for the Twins for a lot of years. And Jack Morris was good and clutch as well. And I believe he did get in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. Drew says, Matt Olson is leading the league in homers. You remember when Brian Cashman could have gotten him for cheap too? Yep, sure could have. Didn't want him. JP says the Mets are taking their lumps now. I hope they're better in a couple of years. I think they're closer than the Yankees, but they're still plenty far off. I wonder, Drew says, I wonder who's hit a new low, the Yankees or Wander Franco. Wander Franco, no one knows about that yet. So we're not going to comment because we don't even know the details on that at all. Yankees loss is worse, not mailing in, and they're just bad. Correct. 100% agree. Drew says, honestly, it wouldn't be so far-fetched to say the Yankees finished below 500 in these final 22 games are over. The rest of the season for them is rough coming up after the Marlins series. They're a bad team. They're poorly put together. They're just, you look at their lineup, it's like, man, they suck. You got Judge and nobody else. Tony G said, Grumpy.
No, that's not nice. God almighty. Hold on here. Live from Hiroshima. Oh, no. No, goodness gracious. Okay. Japanese people like me, but if they're coming, go, so probably going to welcome me in there. Okay. We're getting a whole bunch of back and forth like that. Drew's going to get human trafficked. No.
Wow.
Getting some comments would be nice, says Andrew. Of course. Nick A said, I don't care if they die on the field. LOL, hysterical.
It's a Grumpy special. Meat for the grinder.
It's the
JP
truth.
Grumpy.
You can paint the Steelers logo on both sides of a bald head. Only one side of the skull allowed. Yeah, what's wrong with that? Shave them down before the game. Spray the logo on there, ready to go.
TJ and Grump might get contracts. They could save money on shaving y'all's heads.
There you go. Drew says 98 on the Chargers looks like Mekhi Becton.
There's a big boy with the shirt off.
No, Mekhi Becton's way bigger than he is. We've seen Mekhi Becton in McDonald's before. JP says, you cannot paint the Steelers logo on more than one side of the bald cranium. Only one side allowed.
And every other team except for the Browns can have a logo on each side of the bald head.
Yeah, just spray paint their heads brown. That's all. Tony Cheese says, why can't someone just say that part of playing football is a huge risk of concussion? They know what they signed up for. Absolutely. The trade-off is you get paid a shitload of money for really not having a big brain, so concussion shouldn't be an issue for you anyway. James F. says, you want to stop concussion? Just have flag football. That's where it's going.
Grump wants it back to the gladiator days. We just had guys who would go out there and fight for your entertainment and die.
Joseph C. says, it's fine increasing safety measures. You don't need more guys with CTA. You can tell he's a Rangers.
40 years old. Yep, they're not going to. Grumpy, your scream just startled the fuck out of me. You just put me in water, you geezer.
Don't wear the fucking helmets. Take the fucking helmets off.
JP said, in all seriousness, brain damage is obviously no laughing matter. Although I understand Grumpy's argument, especially regarding the fundamental of rap tackling, I don't think helmetless players are realistic.
You want to stop? I'm serious. I am serious about it. You want to stop concussions? Take the helmets off the players. They're going to be forced to learn how to. They're not going to lead with their heads. Every single play is a guy running his head into another player. You want to know why you have concussions? I don't give a shit what you put on your head. When you ram a guy with your head into his head, you're going to have a concussion because they don't know how to tackle. Period. End of sentence, end of story.
Drill said the podcast title tonight should have been Two Emotional Talking Heads in Sun X. Oh, God. Just as she said, let's get rid of helmets in hockey and baseball too while we're at it. Screw it.
Yeah. They didn't used to have helmets in hockey.
They get 95-mile-an-hour fastball to
they
the
didn't
skull.
have it in baseball either. How many guys get hit in the head? How many guys get hit in the head with fastballs every year?
I would say there's probably a lot more often now that get hit with them.
The helmets in baseball doesn't.
Back when Babe Ruth was playing, they barely even threw the ball more than 90. I think they threw the ball.
Threw the ball more than 60 miles an hour.
They looked like that shortstop that was out there throwing damn meatballs back then.
That guy would have been a Cy Young winner back in the day. Satchel Paige, who? That guy would have freaking destroyed back in the day, Grumpy.
Satchel Paige. Why do you keep on bringing up Satchel Paige? Satchel Paige never won shit.
Satchel Paige played.
He didn't. Satchel Paige didn't play shit.
Ty Cobb is the best pitcher.
He was in the damn. He was in. Satchel Paige was in the Negro leagues for the most part.
But still, he was a good pitcher in the Negro leagues, Grumpy.
Yeah,
really good pitcher. JP says,
how would you know? Did you ever see the Negro anyone pitch in the Negro leagues?
I looked at his stats, Grumpy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We know one thing. They weren't wearing helmets back then because the 65-mile-an-hour fastballs wouldn't hurt.
They were not. He lived to be 80-something years old.
JP says here, I look at Mike Webster and his cognitive demise, and I can't help but feel for those guys. Micro concussions from playing line can be just as harmful and more horrendous than the more horrendous looking concussions. I think they're going to do that. They're going to have those little gel pads on the helmets. And
oh my God, I can't believe. Just put them on the inside then, not on the outside.
They've already got them on the inside, Grumpy. They're going to put them on the outside.
Please stop.
Extra gel, extra cushion. Now, here's the thing. It's not going to eradicate all the concussions. That's just the case. It's just not.
It'll lower the amount that they have, though.
How about this? If you don't form tackle, 15-yard penalty. That'll stop it. Penalize it right down. You didn't wrap with your hands. You block tackle. There will be no more block tackling.
James F. says, guys, have you seen Phil on a golf course? He doesn't look well. He's either doing drugs or he's sick. TJ, put up a picture of him at today's tournament. He just could be. How old is Phil Mickelson?
Got to be close to 50.
Around Grumpy's age. Grumpy might be
not
older.
my age.
Drew L. Grumpy old man.
And Grumpy used the stick to jam it up his ass by what? And Grumpy used to jam a stick up his ass by how Grumpy is tonight.
Next comment there, Grumpy.
I don't know.
Talk about TJ with a stick up his ass.
Oh, okay. JP says, and I appreciate the offensive lineman and the strategy it takes to play tackle, guard, or center. Milo Brownie says, if we're going to see TJ's cat, we need to see Dog Z too.
Dog Z is currently not in the room with me.
I'm trying to pull up a picture here of Phil Mickelson. It's tough to tell because they've always got glasses on and hats on, but I'm not sure he looks like he's like drugged out or anything like that. He just looks really skinny, and he looks skinnier than he used to.
That's what they're talking about. He looks really thin.
He looks like he's getting a little older. He looks in better shape.
He does look in better shape. Maybe he's just getting in shape. Got a haircut. Maybe he's just getting in shape.
Yep. There it is. Yeah.
Joseph C says, I remember John Olerud wearing a helmet while fielding. My favorite Met, ironically.
I do remember that on first base. He wore the helmet.
He was good.
Drew L. Grumpy.
TJ has officially become a Sigma male with the cold showers. I wonder how the lovely Paige is going to react to that.
JP says, Goon, get a portable stove and heat up some water in order to make the ice cold more bearable. To be fair to TJ's comments, cold showers aren't so bad in the dead of summer. I do not have autism, Tony Cheese. I've never been tested for autism, but I do not have autism, Tony.
It's funny with some of the music, X.
God. Have you been tested, Grumpy?
Has Grumpy ever been tested for Alzheimer's disease?
He's got old timers.
Hey, X, let me ask you a question. Do you remember the movie The Accountant?
Yes.
And the Ben Affleck character?
Yes.
And the music that's the music that TJ listens to. I think he could have autism.
He took that wooden dowel and would like scrape it off of his shin.
Yeah.
With that music of and the lights. That's TJ.
Nick A says, how is the Islander salary cap situation going to unfold before the season starts?
Poorly. It is what it is.
It's the exact team we have right now. Now, did you hear the Washington Capitals are still looking to make a trade before training camp starts to acquire another top 6 winger?
Well, then they'll beat us out too. We're going to be.
Yep. We've got no fucking chance.
6th in the league.
Ouch. I want pictures of Dog Z so I can Photoshop him. Excellent. You read this one.
Oh, my God. I want pictures of Dog C so I can Photoshop him leaving a backpack at the Boston Marathon finish line.
Oh no.
I'll tell you what. The only crime that Dog Z would be guilty of would be licking you to death. That's it.
Yeah, I hate that damn dumb dog.
He's afraid.
Boy.
He's a good boy. He's a fraidy dog.
He's afraid of everything.
He's afraid of everything, and he's just a big puppy. We love him to death. But here's the thing: I hate when he licks me, gets that slimy tongue near me.
What does it mean called the tongue, Grump?
his slither stick.
His slither stick.
And he's licking in his unmentionable areas there all the time. Like, just keep your shit away from me, boy.
Joseph C says, I love John Olerud. It broke my heart when the Wilpons didn't pay him and let him go to Seattle.
I know it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart.
Tony Cheese says, those cats are TJ's service animal. They are not. JP says, thumbs up. That's right. If you enjoy the content, hit a thumbs up. Apparently that helps the algorithm. My comment should be up for this long. Joseph C says here, too bad the Raiders will suck because McDaniels is a shitty coach. Yeah, Josh McDaniels blows. Said that last year, should have been canned, and he's the problem.
Good OC, not a good head coach.
Grumpy. Drew L. Grumpy.
By the way, I don't want to block someone here that I had said the Dolphins fans and say that I too. Oh my God. By the way, I don't want to block someone here that I had said Dolphins fans and say that I'm too mean with the Tua jokes and I need to stop. Otherwise, I'm going to hurt said feelings in chat.
I don't know what that is, Drew, but that is all over the place, that comment. Tony Cheese, Grumpy.
All right. Anything with Daryl Dixon, we just skip over that.
Grumpy, hold on. Read this comment for us.
I already told you that we're not doing that.
Did you see that guy, that dude?
I don't even know who he is. I don't care, but I know it's some idiot thing. So I don't.
Daryl Dixon's number 69 for the Giants, a 5th rounder from last year. He didn't play because he pulled his back, Grumpy. Goon, Grumpy.
Okay, next comment, please.
What do we think Lee Hoopin is up to right now?
Tony Cheese says, I love that the Jets don't have to blitz linebackers to put pressure on your quarterbacks.
He's probably saying, Grandpa.
I don't know if you can look it up. Oh, fuck. I don't know if you can look it up, but how many times did the Jets blitz linebackers last year? I have no idea.
I'm not going to be able to get that on this episode.
I think Lee Hoopin is preparing for the Ravens season this year.
Joseph C. says, everyone said Will McDonald was a reach. And I know it's preseason, but he's looked great in 2 games.
Google says, is Zach Parise satisfied with his decision? Yeah, he's definitely gone. He's sold his house already, I'm pretty sure, in New York. He's gone. He's as good as gone. Drew L. says here, I actually think the Falcons could win out against the Saints for the division. They have the 2nd easiest schedule in the NFL.
They're going to be horrible.
And Tony Cheese says, wait, Kamara only got 3 game suspension? And Dallas Simpson had a pulled bussy, not a back. He had a pulled bussy, Grumpy.
Bussy.
That's what it is. I cannot believe he only got a 3 game suspension for that beating up or that violent assault. Joseph C. said the Dolphins fans have nothing to worry about. If Tua gets hurt, they'll have Skylar Thompson and the immortal Mike White playing quarterback.
So they will have Mike White playing quarterback and Skylar Thompson.
It'll be Mike White.
Yep. Tony Cheese says Tua's going to be fine. He's not going to miss a single game. And he's going to throw for 50 touchdowns and 4,500 passing yards.
That's probably over the rest of his career.
Then he'll wake up in the ICU from his coma.
I'm saying this. I'm not sure. I seriously, in all seriousness, I'm not sure he makes it through it.
If he gets another concussion this year, he needs to retire from football.
When you start getting concussions, the more you get hit, the more prone you are to them. It's like if you snap the leg in one spot and you keep getting hit in that spot, you're going to have a higher propensity to keep breaking that leg.
Do what Luke Kuechly did. Luke Kuechly was at, honestly, the height of his career, and he had to pack it up early because he had concussions.
The money. Tua needs to get the guaranteed money. What's Tua's contract looks like right now? What does that look like, Grumpy?
No idea.
Well, he needs to perform this year to get that guaranteed money. So.
Grumpy, Joseph C's comment.
Joseph C says, White could be decent if he had any mobility. Do as a statue back there.
TJ is such a Kenny Pickett Schmeat rider. Okay. I don't believe that. I think he does have what it takes, though. Sarcasm doesn't travel well through text. Goon says, Son X, do you still own the mask that you bravely wore the night of your legendary unmasking? Do you ever wear it while walking around the house?
I do own the mask. I do not wear it while walking around the house.
You have the mask? I thought you lost it.
No, I still have the mask. I never said I lost the mask.
Where's the mask?
Why does he wear the mask?
Why does he wear the mask?
Where's the mask? Where's the mask, Sex? Where's the mask?
The mask is resting right now. It's in a resting period.
Is tomato juice really necessary, Grumpy?
No.
Okay. TJ, can you show Boone getting thrown out on Monday against the White Sox? Classic Boone. We did on Thursday, right, Grumpy?
Thursday's podcast. Yep.
We did on Thursday. It was a great one. We enjoyed lambasting Boone during that show. Drew said, I think Wander Franco just wanted a cupcake. Ooh, EDP 45. Yep. I don't think TJ and Grumpy would get that one. I definitely know.
Yeah, I know what that one is.
Come on. Wander Franco is doing his best Karl Malone impression. Yep, and there's a video of him kissing an alleged 14-year-old girl.
Maybe she said she was 18.
Was that LT's defense?
I don't know.
What the hell? Grumpy, have you just like hitting a wall or you're sleeping? What's going on?
I don't know. I don't know. James F says, guys, I heard that Nick Bosa getting fined $40,000 a day for not showing up to the team. Good. He deserves that fine.
Dan, the Mets didn't choke. Yes, the Mets won. The Tua thing until now, I'd say 50 concussions, 69 interceptions, and 420 back injuries for Tua.
Wow.
Oof. DJ, Tony's always rude to me, and I treat him with nothing but kindness. I can make many jokes, but I don't want to, and I choose not to. Oh, man, they're getting a little bit of spat. Okay. We'll go ahead and continue right along there. I'm not going to get mixed up in that. What's up, HP? How are you guys doing there? He's currently in a contract year, Tua. Okay. That's what I was about. Oh, yeah, that's about to say. I think they picked up the 5th-year option on him. 2024, he gets paid. Yeah, he's still in his rookie deal.
Yep, that I know.
They picked up the 5th-year option. He'll get $23 million next year. So it's like until he signs, really, I think he's trying to hold out at least 2 years. If he can play a solid 2 more years, he can get that big contract, try to get as much guaranteed money as possible, and then he retires as soon as he takes one snap. He's good to go. So he's got to be fully healthy. Very true. And then Tony G says, has Sunex ever heard of Cyrex, a.k.a. Chance Williams, the king of Akron? No,
Wilkins.
He's not.
I've not.
But here we are. We're at the end. Oof. Sounds like Dog Z should have been the logo for Slytherin. There it is.
This leather stick.
Grumpy, Sunex.
Yes.
What do you want to say before we wrap things up here today?
I want to say love and laughter to everyone who listens and even those who don't. From TJ, the grumpy old man, and Sunex.
And Sunex, what do you want to? Oh, hold on. Stop. We got to talk about one more thing before we wrap things up. Hold on.
He makes it sound like something we did. You know, it's like, hey, hold on, stop.
Whoa!
Cristiano,
The legend.
won himself, added another piece of hardware to the trophy case this weekend. Cristiano Ronaldo and Al Nassr goes ahead and wins the Arabian Cup for the first time ever. The first time Al Nassr's ever won it. They go ahead and come away with a big victory. Did you guys happen to watch the game?
I did watch the game.
They go down to 10 men. Al Nassr takes a red card. Cristiano brings them back. He scores in regulation to knot it up. He scores in extra time. He goes off because he's cramping in his leg. But I continue to see him do things that just with an unbelievable amount of clutch in his play. If there's a guy, if you're down by a goal and you need somebody to come on and score, or you're substituting off the bench in any situation, you need a guy to score to win you a game, to tie the game up, to shift momentum. There's no man that does it better than Cristiano.
Yep. Okay. I mean, I don't think he's the same player he was, but, you know, congrats to him.
He's clutch as hell. He's clutch as hell.
That's true. He's a winner. He is.
Clutch doesn't disappear, Grumpy, with age. Look at that, Grumpy. Look at that.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Is Grumpy all upset because we're showcasing the greatest of all time?
He only likes Brady stuff. He doesn't like.
Hold on. What's wrong with Grumpy? It's like somebody texts him like, you need to wrap the show up right now. We've got a gun held to Dog Z's head. What's going on, Grumpy? You seem like your entire demeanor has changed.
Not at all. Not at all.
Anyway, okay.
So that's all you have on your docket for today, TJ?
Was there some other shit that you wanted me to cover that you sent me? Is that what you're looking at?
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I had set up for the show today, yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Is there another topic you want to discuss, Grumpy?
No, because you said we were signing off, and then we start signing off, and then you attack us like, hey, hold on. Hey, like somehow it was our fault.
Oh, Drew had
make sure we brought up and talked about Cristiano Ronaldo, Grumpy.
Yeah, I just don't put a whole lot of weight into winning a Saudi League Cup.
Why not?
Is that the league championship or just like a little tournament?
It's like a tournament. It's a tournament for the best team in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
I tell you, looking good for Cristiano. The team out here, they keep on building up. The Saudi League, as we've discussed, going to be a top 5 league in all of football. Within
Neymar also is expected to sign with Al Hilal, another Saudi team, in the next less than 24 hours now.
Isn't that the team that Benzema went to, Al Hilal?
That is the team that Benzema went to. That
same thing that Kanté went to as well.
And Benzema are on that team.
Well, that's going to be the best team then.
Yep.
Oh, it's not going to be the best team because Cristiano Al Nassr is on the best team, Grumpy.
I'll say they do have Sadio Mane. Al Nassr has Sadio Mane and Brozovic.
Fofana is good. They got Alex Tell on the back. All I'm going to tell you is this. The Burger League continues to drop every single day in any sort of standing because guess what? If these guys were going to play, forgot to mention Kylian Mbappe signing back with PSG. What the fuck is going on there?
We don't have time to talk about that now.
What do you mean we don't have time to talk about that, Grumpy? That's what we're talking soccer now. What are you talking about?
Okay. Kylian Mbappe. I read an article today which explains the whole thing.
Grumpy, are you saddened about the Kylian Mbappe? Is that why you're in such a down mood?
No, doesn't matter to me. He was threatening to PSG. Okay. Do I need to bring up an article and read it? Because there's a lot to it. Long story short, he wanted to make sure he got every single penny of money that he was owned by PSG and get a bump to re-sign there and then guarantee that he can leave at the end of next year. The problem is PSG wants to make money on his sale. The only team that it really hurts, if you believe that, is potentially Real Madrid, who could have had him on free going into next year. Now they'll have to pay who knows how much to get him to go.
He essentially used Real Madrid as a bargaining chip
for the second time in 3 years
to levy his way into getting a higher contract and getting
for the second time in 3 years.
To me, if I'm Real Madrid, fuck that piece of shit. We're no longer looking at you. Have fun wasting your career in France.
The problem with Real Madrid is they've put their eggs in this basket for this guy twice in 3 years, so they haven't gone out and acquired what they really need as a striker, which Mbappe would fill that role, but they still don't have one. And I think it's going to hurt them this year. Their goaltender, Thibaut Courtois, out for the season with the torn ACL on Thursday. Then the first game that they played on Saturday, Edgar Militao out for the year, torn MCL. So those are two really big injuries to the best goalie in the world and certainly one of the top 5 center backs in the world.
Yep.
That's a problem for Real Madrid, and they don't have a striker. So I don't expect them to do much this year.
They did have a few injuries there, Grump. And it's worth mentioning. But now I wanted to pop this up here. Apparently it looks like still he can leave in 2024 for free. He's just going to give up his loyalty bonus.
He's not doing that. He's not doing that.
He's selfish.
He's all right. He gets 60 million. He gets 60 million euros on September 1st for the loyalty bonus. You think he's giving that up? If I've learned anything about this guy, he's about the money. And you know what? Good for him. It's what he's not going to shortchange himself, and that's his prerogative.
My thing, though, that we discussed that confuses me is he comes out and says, if it was about the money, I would have joined the Saudi League. Yet he goes and turns around and pulls this shit, which is obviously about the money. That's the confusion that I had. It's like you say one thing and then you do the exact opposite.
Maybe he just didn't want to play in the Saudi League
for $1 billion for 1 year.
It wasn't $1 billion.
$700 million for 1 year.
Okay, but he didn't want to play there. He can collect 220 this year for just doing whatever. PSG threatened to sit him out the year we aren't going to play. There's no way that was going to happen. They're not going to cut
weren't playing him in yet.
They took him off the stadium and they removed all of his jerseys from sale inside the stadium.
Well, what do you know? What do you know? They won game. Now they reinstated him. I mean, here's the thing. It was a ploy. You couldn't tell me PSG was going to cut their nose off to spite their face and not play this guy for a year? Come on. How dumb would that have been for PSG? What does it say? What's the message? What's the message that it sends to every other player who wants to go there? You don't do it. We tell you we're going to bench you. You're not going to play, and we're going to
runs the whole effing team.
I'm just telling you, there's no way that PSG was not going to play him this year.
He has more control than the actual owners do.
But there was no way Mbappe was not going to play this year. No way. He was absolutely going to play, and you'll see him next week playing for them.
I don't see how they would even want to sign a guy like that back.
Because they've
given him literally everything he could possibly want, and he still is threatening to leave.
It doesn't matter. He's about the money. They're not going to just say, we're just going to let you go. They want to make some money back on him.
They should have let him go 2 or 3 years ago if they wanted to make money on him.
There's no way that they're not going to play him. There's no freaking way he's not going to play for that team.
I always love the deception when stuff like this happens and there's a big move like that in a transfer, because now they're getting people. Mbappe never had intent on leading PSG. His objective was to help push Neymar out of the club and have Dembele replace him. The World Cup winner hired contracts such as John Honesty to help push the narrative of his departure on social media. I don't know. It's an odd one. The entire thing is odd. I don't know how it continues to happen. That they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to transfer to Real Madrid. They use him as a pawn, and Real just falls for it, hook, line, and sinker, every fucking time.
Yeah, I'll say I hope this is the last time, and I hope it doesn't happen again. I mean, honestly, this is the 3rd time now. When does it get to a point? F this guy, we got to move on. He's done. He had the opportunity to come as a free transfer. We really wanted to see if he really wanted to come here or not. He showed us he doesn't give a shit about coming here. We're moving on. We're no longer targeting him. Don't reach out to us. We're not reaching out to you.
The biggest mistake was they could have went 2 years ago. They could have went and got Erling Haaland. And they wanted this guy. This guy said he wanted to play there. And at the last minute.
Well, he lied. He lied into getting himself a bigger contract. That's all.
He got a bigger contract. Yep. He got a bigger contract. He's about the money.
And he's used Real Madrid as a bargaining chip into bigger contracts. That's all he's done the whole time. The whole time he's used them as a bargaining chip.
But they didn't go after Haaland, who signed for really pennies on the dollar compared to Mbappe. And Man City got him. The rest is history. Man City wins Champions League, wins the treble last year. And they're a good team. He was the final piece for them.
Yep. They were a striker away from winning everything, as you saw last year.
And that's what Real Madrid is, a striker away from being the best team in the world for a lot of years, because they're young and loaded. They need a finisher.
Yep.
Don't have a finisher. Period. This year they don't have the goalie, who's the best in the world, and they're missing, like I said, one of the top. I'm being generous when I'm saying top 5, probably top 3 center backs in the world. And they're missing those guys. So if anything, they should invest some money right now. I'd invest in a center back, and I'd invest in some type of striker. And if they say, well, we'll wait for Mbappe next year, I'm not putting all my eggs in his basket again.
I wouldn't even go after him again. Kick rock, buddy.
He'd have to come to me and say, yeah, I want to do this. I would not be pursuing him. I'd be looking at other people, because he brings a lot of baggage too. He absolutely does. As talented as he is, he brings an awful lot of baggage.
I think it's going to adversely affect his legacy. I do.
His legacy, and here's the thing: he's tremendous.
I think he's the best player in all of football right now. I think he's better than Haaland. I think he's better than Cristiano, better than Messi. He is the best.
He's not better than Haaland. He can do more than Haaland can.
He's better than Haaland.
He's not. He can do more. He can do more than Haaland can, but Haaland is a better goal scorer than he is.
Haaland's a goal poacher. He's a goal poacher.
So what you're saying is he puts more goals in the back of the net than the other guy does.
If you put Mbappe on Man City, he'd have better numbers.
No, he would not.
Absolutely,
no, he would not. No, he would not.
He'd have more assists, more goal contributions.
Yeah, you know all those crosses in the box and those headers that Erling Haaland has. Scratch those off, because Mbappe ain't getting those.
all of those fast breaks where you need a little bit of skill and touch on the ball to get past one defender and can't just go robot run straight ahead. And Mbappe was able to do, but freaking the robot can't.
All those plays where Erling Haaland is shoving guys off the ball, throwing them to the ground, bodying people off, shielding them off the ball.
And Mbappe's able to use speed to get around
Mbappe
those
doesn't
players.
do that.
Mbappe's significantly faster than Erling Haaland, much better on the ball, much better dribbler, much better skiller. Haaland's just a straight speed, physical, blast the ball with your foot type of guy.
Which is primarily how the Premier League is played. Diving around the ground like a fish, you're not going to be able to succeed in the Premier League like Mbappe is.
Okay, sure. So Mbappe's better than Haaland. It's that simple. Now,
long story short, they're both two of the top, 3 players in the world?
The two top 3 players right now. It's Haaland.
If he was so good, he played 7 extra games than Erling Haaland did, and he still didn't beat him in goals and played in a shittier league. So if he was so good, he would have beat him in goals, right?
He didn't play more games than Haaland.
Yeah, he did. He played in the World Cup.
He played less game in league play than Haaland wound up playing. He didn't play as long in Champions League.
Was Mbappe hurt at all this year?
Your team. Now, here's the thing: he had the cancer Messi attached to him this last year.
That's true.
So, well, what can I say? Now, Alexander did send this to us here. He said, "Somebody who disrespects my quarterback."
No.
Okay, no way. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm going to show just because it's WWE. And hopefully that did not get us taken down, even that 5-second long clip. But guys, that's it. We just want to talk a little soccer here to end the show. Grumpy, are you okay ending now, Grumpy? Is there any other topic you want to talk about? I feel like you needed to probably get a little bit more of Kylian Mbappe and the struggles of Real Madrid off your chest. Am I right with that assumption?
No. I already know how the season's going to end.
Oh, is he doing this shit again? Like where he does in fantasy after he drafts the first day after draft, he starts throwing a little
X and I have talked extensively about this. We're in full agreement.
The team's not going to be very good this year. They're not. They're not winning Champions League. They might win league, I think, because the league is extremely down. I think they might win league. They're not winning Champions League, and I think they'll be lucky to make it out of the round of 16 this year.
That's what I agree. Also, you don't have a finisher. You're missing your goaltender. He's the best goaltender in the world. He's the reason why they won Champions League 2 years ago.
Yep.
Yes.
He's the reason why they advanced to the semifinals.
They have the best midfield in the entire world.
Yeah, but you know what?
You can't play all of them. And you can't play all of them.
That's
You
right.
can control the possession of the ball the entire game.
Yeah, but guess what else you need? Somebody who can score and put the ball in the back of the net. You're not going to win any games just possessing the ball.
They're not a control the ball midfield. They're a counterattack. They're super young, super fast, super athletic.
You got Rodrigo and Vinicius. You're going to feed the ball through balls.
You don't have a striker. You don't have a finisher. You got 2 wings, but no finisher. They're playing a diamond formation. And, I mean, Bellingham is good, but he's not a finisher. He did score yesterday, but it's not like he's a center striker. He's not.
He's going
to put a lot more balls in the net than you think.
I watched every
not
one
the
of their
amount of
preseason games.
Benzema put in last year. Now
they're missing a presence in the center of the field. Sorry, they just are. They're missing a presence in the box, in the attacking third. They don't have anyone to do that. That's going to be their downfall. Losing Courtois was devastating for them, and then losing Militao. Now you're only down to 3 center backs for the whole year. 3 center backs. Alba's hurt a lot. He's in his 30s. He's injured a lot. Antonio Rudiger, he's in his 30s. And then you have Nacho, who's also in his 30s. Let's say somebody gets injured. You're down to 2 center backs, or somebody gets suspended, for yellows or whatever. You're in trouble because you don't have anyone else who can come up and fill the center back position with a backup goalie. It's not going to be a good year for them. They're not winning league. They will not win league.
I think they could.
I don't see it happening. They struggle scoring. They just struggle scoring. They are fantastic in the middle of the park, but they're not great in goal right now, and they have no finishers. That's a problem.
Also, that was the thing that last year they struggled with, especially in that Man City game. You could tell with Modric and Cruz, they were too slow to keep up with Man City on that press. They could not do it.
Now that you've got guys like Jude, Tchouameni, Kamavinga, they'll be fine.
Can't finish. Can't finish. You still have to score, you know.
Jude can finish.
Oh, my God. He's a midfielder.
Anyway, well, we're here at the end. Frank wanted to say TJ's wrong. Again, Haaland's my man. He's way better. Mbappe's a bum.
Haaland is a man's man, is way better. Mbappe is a bum. I'm not going that far. I think they're both, I mean, they're right. Probably top 2 players in the world. If you want to say top 3 and throw Vinicius in there, you can. That's it.
Figures. You choose the soft millennials, is what he says. How about some wee hooping? No, Drew, maybe we'll hit some wee hooping next time. Wander Biden, says Andrew L. But we're here at the end, guys. What do you want to say, Grumpy, before we wrap things up?
I would once again like to say love and laughter to everyone who listens and even those who don't. From TJ, the grumpy old man, and Son X.
And Son X, what do you want to say before we wrap things up here today?
Just want to thank everybody for coming out and listening. Had a great show, and we will see you guys next time.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in, watching the show here. We'll be with you guys this Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much all for the engagement. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the suggestions. We always love them. Thank you for the talking points here on the show. Thank you so much, Grumpy. Thank you so much, Son X. We'll see you guys here Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
9:30.